with her favorite cocktails on demand. The Bartisian cocktail maker crafts premium drinks at the touch of a button. No mess, no measuring, just bar quality bliss in under 30 seconds. Skip the flowers, skip the robe. This year, give her something she actually wants.
That's the one.
Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartisian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
I'm Charles. I got a bad back injury when a truck crashed into my car. You know those lawyer ads. All they talk about are themselves and money, money, money. I wanted the best doctors for my back. I called attorney Glenn Clausman. He got me to really good doctors, and I'm doing great. Glenn was always available to talk to. He got me a great settlement and quicker than I thought possible. Car crash? Call Clausman at 407-917-1718. KLAUSMAN law.com.
Office, Winter Park.
You're invited to Macy's Orlando Millennia this Saturday, May 10th for a full day of activities as we get ready to celebrate Mom. Enjoy free beauty consultations to learn the latest trends. Get help from Macy's gifting experts to find the perfect presents and personalized gifts like her favorite fragrance. Plus, save 20 to 40% during the final days of Macy's Mother's Day sale. It's all happening this Saturday at Macy's Orlando Millennia. Find a location at Macys.com/events. Exclusions apply.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassy's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is May 9th of Friday, 2025. Those are in the wrong order. Lots to get to today, from is the new Pope woke to a TikTok challenge has students destroying laptops and Bill Belichick's girlfriend banned from football games. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, friends.
What had happened, man?
Just double checking here. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, it is. Whew. A last minute message. Let's just dust it off and see who it's from. It's from the old Pope. Let's see what they said.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
We did it, everybody!
I would like to hear you have a good Friday.
We made it through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Head first into the weekend. How's everybody doing on a Friday?
Ready to Friday, my friend. Oh, what's wrong, Christopher?
Damn. That was a very tepid response from Mr. Christopher Lane over there.
I'm good.
Yeah, are you sure?
You don't expect us to ask what's going on?
No, I'm good.
Everything okay over there? Yeah.
I'm good.
All right, we're just going to move past it. He's got something's bothering him, but he doesn't want to talk about it. It's a private issue.
No, I'm just dragging a little bit. Just a slow start to my Friday.
It happens. All right, here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Fox News, everybody. Yeah, they're newsing it up over there. You know what they do. They talk about things. They do things. And there was a woman on Fox News. Her name's Cameron Kinsey.
A woman?
And Cameron Kinsey was chit-chatting about all things to do with America and the White House and et cetera, et cetera. Let's see how it went.
They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology, or it's not about...
Go on. And she's gone.
She hit the ground.
We're just going to get some help here for Cameron.
Why don't you get up and help,
Let me come back
asshole.
to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here.
I'm sorry.
So, Lydia,
She's laying on the ground, and he keeps going.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he's like, we're
Can
going to go
someone else
over...
help her, please? Because I've got a program to run.
We're going to go over to Lydia, which
Have you
makes
not
me
heard
think...
of the phrase, the show must go on?
Yeah, but he was right next to her.
No. Look, here's the thing. Your job, truly, as the host of a show, is to always know where the content is, all right? And if Sabrina fell out in the middle of a sentence, I would obviously be worried to make sure she was okay, but that would be the center of attention, the fact that she had just fallen on the ground right now. That's what he should have done. Bringing the camera over here. Come on. So can we zoom in a little bit? Let's get in on her face. Let's see if she's okay right now.
The headline would be so much different.
This guy
literally looked at her fainted body on the ground, probably hurt her head pretty bad. And he's like, Lydia, if you don't mind, because we're going to keep going here.
Also, when she hit, which you can hear, I'll play it again in a second. She hit with a thud, and then somebody goes, yo, 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 yo.
That is the PA part-time.
What do we got going on?
They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about ideology, or it's not about...
Oh my goodness. We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here.
Over to Lydia real quick right now.
I can't believe he just kept going.
You know what happened there? My guess is this, okay? Because people are going to say all sorts of things, and you're going to go. What you don't understand is what it's like to talk on television or the radio. So let me tell you something here, okay? Everybody will be like, she was dehydrated. She had low blood sugar. What can happen to you 1,000 1,000%. I don't know what the phenomenon is. I don't know what it's called, but I can tell you it's a thing. If you start to try to talk and you start losing your words like a car on a muddy road, and your wheels are just spinning, and you're trying to get the words, but you can't get the words, stuff can happen in your brain really fast. And your brain goes, oh, no, I sound like an idiot right now. And then your brain goes, try to get some words, and then the words aren't coming. And then it all goes very, very fast, and you just pass out.
Yep, fight or flight mode, and the pass out is the flight. Like, my body wants me out of this situation.
Yeah, your body is going, your brain is going, what's going on? Oh, my God, we're in trouble. And it goes, go to sleep. And you fall down.
But without, when you're in...
But when you want to sleep, that's never happening. That's never, ever, ever happening.
Wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Just go to lay down and be like... Blah, 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 hit the pillow as hard as I can. Doesn't work like that. But with what I just told you, one last time, now watch her start to struggle for the words, and then she's not putting the words together, and then she starts to get hit with a massive wave of anxiety and all sorts of other stuff. This is the very same thing. Again, I'm no doctor. I'm doing a little guesserino here. All right? The very same thing that happens, and we've seen it on this show many times, when police officers think that they're close to fentanyl, and they go like, and they just fall over when nothing happened to them. There wasn't fentanyl. They didn't touch it. Your brain is powerful, and it can do all this fast. So watch her slip on the words.
Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
Oh, that was him going to commercial. Yeah. All right, back to the beginning.
They put her as the border czar. She never went to the border. So this is about incompetency. It's not about...
All right, already she's forgot where she's going after incompetency. It's not about... And now her brain is trying to find that word.
Ideology or...
all right, now she's really searching. Inside her brain, this is all taking a very long time.
It's not about...
all right, now she's got nowhere to go. She's making no progress at all.
Her body's
brain
now
shuts off.
out of it. Yep.
Oh my God. And then your brain just goes, see you later.
Yo.
I think it's
good on the cameraman for the fast zoom out, by the way.
Yeah, he did. He whipped it. He whipped it fast to get her as she was falling down toward the ground. But I think this is the equivalent of those little fainting goats. That's what we have inside of our human body.
I thought they had epilepsy.
I think we've got a little epilepsy in there too. And when we're in a fight or flight moment, if fight isn't in us right there, we go to flight. And if we can't flee or fight, then we just turn off.
Oh, God.
It's like pretending we're dead.
That would be probably the quintessential sea lane if fight or flight meant that I would just fall asleep.
Just take a nap.
That was
in the
my
face
flight.
of danger. Yeah, right. Well, there she is. She's okay, by the way, folks. All right, she's
her
all
head
right.
Must hurt, man.
She
when you're
popped it
passed
hard
out
there.
like that, you're not doing your automatic I think they call it the parachute effect, where your hands automatically try to stop your fall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So she just smacked her head.
Yeah, and that is one of the most inherent things to you ever is that you just put your hands out. You try to stop your face from hitting the ground.
Prenatal doctors or, when the newborn baby is in their hands, they give them the test where they're cleaning up after birth, and then they drop the baby a little bit to see if it'll react.
Do they?
Oh, you haven't seen those videos?
No, I don't think so, no.
All right, my TikTok is telling me something. It's not telling you guys.
What does it mean that if the baby doesn't respond, does that mean it's
something's up?
Like zombified baby, not reacting as it should to the normal world?
Keep your baby in a bubble, please.
This
moving
one,
forward.
all right. Could be. Okay, well, she's okay, and she's having, I'm sure, an enjoyable Friday here, as are you, I hope. We got a lot going on. We got a new pope. We got an American pope, everybody.
American pope.
Front pages of all the big newspapers were American Pope for the first time. I saw this chart that said popes by country, and I think Italy had 171 or something.
Makes
and
sense.
Then
Home base.
America just got numero uno on the Pope list. So it was a big day for us, which we covered yesterday on the show. And now people are like, what's up with this Pope? And he's getting attacked from all flanks possible because there's a lot of people going, the Pope is woke. Look at this. He went after J.D. Vance. He doesn't like Trump. He's going after these people. He's a woke Pope. And then other people are going, no. This story says, unearthed comments from the new Pope alarm LGBT Catholics. Uh-oh. So now the other side, both of them going crazy. What can we learn? First things first. This seems fun. Let's talk to the Pope's brother. The Pope's brother has been doing some interviews. That must be weird. He says he's worried he'll never see his brother again.
What?
Which I think it seems fair. Like, if your brother becomes the Pope, does your brother really have time for you after that? He's the Pope. Can you just sit down and meet with your brother after he becomes the Pope? That seems weird.
I should hope so.
Why? Well, your brother's going to be like, I used to talk to you, but now I'm the Pope. So I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do that. They interviewed him all over the place. Here's one of those chats right here.
I was honestly half expecting it, half not. I still was in shock.
It's the brother.
Like I told you, I wasn't feeling well, so I was lying in bed. My wife called and said, white smoke, white smoke. So I turned the TV on, watched the white smoke, and it took almost an hour till they... And when the Cardinal came out and we were all waiting and he mentioned Roberto, I knew right away. And it's like if I had not been in bed standing up, I might have collapsed.
Isn't that so weird? He found out the same time we did because that's how this works.
They shut everyone off on the world. And then I just sent you a video to the group chat. There was another person who knew Robert in the past, and it was the family. This is a live reaction of them finding out that when her mom was 19, had a situationship with Robert.
With the Pope guy? Hold on. Is this real? Or hang on. It's
hilarious.
It's Bob. It's Bob Primos. It's literally Bob Primos. Yes. It's literally Bob.
Wait for it.
Mom's situationship is the Pope of the Catholic Church. Oh my God. My mom hooked up with the Pope.
Okay.
My mom hooked up with the Pope.
There's no way that's true.
That's true.
No.
When they're younger, I mean, that doesn't... He wasn't maybe necessarily a pope when he was 19.
You don't have to be a virgin to be a priest.
I think it's fake. Jim, you guys might be right. I don't know. My gut tells me they were waiting, and no matter who was the pope, it would have been like, my mom's situationship was the pope.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Does situationship imply that there was anything beyond like just a basic relationship?
I think it pretty much...
Situationship is F-buddy.
It pretty much cements that there wasn't a connection.
Well, no, but does it cement that there was? Because Sabrina was hinting that like would cement there was like at least a hookup going on between the two. So they're hooking up, but they're not like they're not putting an official title on it. Basically, well, there you go. We got a new pope, and we'll go over some of the stuff that we've learned about this pope and what he's posted. Does his brother say anything else? Let's see.
It's like totally unexpected.
Totally unexpected.
That's actually a live shot from outside his condo in Margaritaville.
He does look like he's in Margaritaville. He's rocking like a pink flamingo shirt and just hanging out. He says he's worried he will never see his brother again. And now, boy, that's got to be so weird. That's got to be such a strange circumstance there. He's right in the middle of all of it. So we will dive further into the arguments over the Pope. Is he woke Pope? Is he like anti-gay Pope? Both sides are starting to claim him for some reason. But we also have to talk about a TikTok challenge that folks are starting to do, which seems really, really stupid. Road rage back on the show again, and you, by the way, on a Friday. But first, when we come back, AI, it sure is taking a lot of jobs out there. But could it take ours? Our first real experiment into the world of AI taking over this show, that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash on Orlando Avenue at Oak Lane. The off-ramp's partially blocked from Florida's Turnpike southbound to Consulate Drive. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 if that's a part of your commute this morning. Through that Lake Buena Vista area, you won't be expecting any trouble. No accidents affecting your commute on State Road 429 and the Greenway. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored.
Go, Mike Squad. Hello. Oh, I need another nose spray? Maybe I just need to pull it all in. Okay, we're good. Hi, Bootsy. Hi, Yuckers. Hi, Stepafeet. Fuck you, Nightbot. Hi, John. Hi, Zach. We should have gotten an AI Pope. I don't know, man. I don't know what that's going to do for us. Wish you guys could see I'm building my media server over here. Oh, I just put the memory in it. I think I'm making some progress. I got to tighten the processor fan. Hang on. Whoa. All right. Got to tighten it a little more, but it's seated on there pretty good. I heard that the Pope is pro-life, pro-border. That's good. Well, the Pope is almost always going to be pro-life, dude. If the Pope comes out and goes, I love abortions, then you got a conversation going. The Pope is always going to be pro-life as long as I can imagine. You're lucky if the Pope likes condoms. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing you're going to get out of even a woke Pope. But pro-borders, where are you getting that from? Because usually popes aren't big on that stuff. They're usually, give me you're tired, you're weak, you're yearning, all those things. I think that he had said some things that the mega gay activist crowd doesn't like. So they're like, he's a hateful pope. When in reality, it's just like very normal mainstream opinions that the Pope probably had. And then all the other folks are going to call the Pope woke if he doesn't say, like, get the transgenders out of sports. When there isn't a lot of content out there about what the Pope thinks about on these, like, I would say culture war type issues. Thank God. Lee Road says nobody likes condoms. Well, somebody must, right? They sure sell a lot of them. Somebody's making money. Mega gay hates Pope. MAGA gay loves Pope. Nice. Mega gay versus MAGA gay. It's sort of the battle that's happening for the last 10 years or so, right? Mega gay versus MAGA gay. The Pope doesn't use condoms? The Pope, unfortunately, doesn't have a lot of use for condoms. Doesn't have a lot of use. He's not really out there sloshing it up, putting his dong in things. At least not yet. 3 minutes. The gays are at war? No. Well, in that circumstance, it would be mega gay versus MAGA gay. Although, strangely enough, there are MAGA gays, too, which is something we like to forget about. That's a whole different thing. I don't want to open that nutshell. 30% of Americans use condoms, which means 70% of Americans are still really cool. Buddy, I want another 40% of Americans to use condoms. Have you seen these people who are procreating? Have you been to the grocery store and watched these people with accidental free-range kids? These people where their kids are just roaming everywhere, knocking stuff over, picking stuff off the shelves. The parent is not paying any attention, doesn't care about this, has zero stress. A good parent, when their kids are going nuts, has stress through the roof. They might pass out like that Fox News lady. These bad parents, they have no stress at all. They don't care. Their kids are ruining the whole grocery store, running around like lunatics, bumping into me. I want to punch them in the face. I want them to wear condoms. I'd like to dart them and make it so they cannot have further children, but they won't let me yet. 2 minutes. Anybody read up on the India-Pakistan air battle? I'm going to remind you, I mentioned this yesterday, but other than Gaza, this is one of the toughest areas to find out what the truth is, okay? Because both Pakistan and India are going to outright lie. There will be floods of propaganda and misinfo from both sides. And sometimes it takes like 3 days to figure out what's actually going on. It's the same thing in Gaza. Like, there's so many activists who are fucking nutso. So many of these crazy people who are willing to say, like even they said that aid ship got bombed. I'm still not even sure that got bombed. The people who run the aid ship that's off the coast of Gaza, they won't let anybody inspect to see if there actually was a bomb that hit from a drone. They're like covering up what looks to be just a fire on board. It's really hard, is my point, to find out what is true and what is not true. India and Pakistan, very the same. Very much the same. All right. Can AI take our jobs, or are we not there? We're going to test right now. We're coming back.
Focus on your emotional well-being. Tune into the podcast and climb that mountain.
You will never be able to change or grow through the thing that you refuse to identify. The thing that you refuse to say, hey, this is my mountain. This is the struggle.
Listen to Made for This Mountain on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Made for This Mountain.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to...
Just stumbled along here. The show's called The News Junkie. You can learn more. There is a website, and you can follow us even over at thenewsjunkie.com and thenewsjunkie.com/share. How are you guys feeling, Sabrina and Celine, about the potential for your job to be replaced by AI? How are you feeling about that?
I can't say it's a good feeling. I'd rather it not happen.
On the fear or no fear meter, are you closer to scared or are you closer to not really worried just yet about AI replacing?
I'd find it to be a good 70% not scared.
Okay.
And I'll throw in a 30 because, we're a personality-based job.
I think that's a fair place to be. I think that makes sense. Like, you're aware of it. There are some things you're like, what the hell? But
they have
overall,
enough of our content.
Oh, yeah, they do. Big time. To when they get there, we're done for because they have us talking for a while. What about you, Celine? Where are you at on that fear meter for AI taking your job?
I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. Come on.
He's irreplaceable, folks. He is irreplaceable.
I'm replaceable. I'm just saying not with AI.
A lot of people have been using this new feature from Google, all right? And Google can take all this text that you put in there and they can do an audio overview of it. And we've heard this happen a couple of times, but there's more and more going on. And now they've made it, I think they've also made this so you could do this with video, but I'm just going to play the audio version of this. So we talked about the Pope this week. There's a new Pope, if you haven't heard. I don't know if you're living under a rock, but there's a new American Pope out there. And the Pope is just introducing himself to the world. And I said to this AI from Google, I said, hey.
What's it called?
I don't know what this one is, honestly.
You're on it.
Celine, I would tell you if there was a name. It says Notebook LM, but it's in the studio section. There's another note, but I don't see it in front of me right now. Hang on.
I'll find it.
Google.
I'll Google it.
Google.
Yeah, Google it and get the name. But this is from Google and their whole AI tool set that they've built out. And I said, hey, we are on a radio show, and we're talking about the new Pope, the new American Pope. And I said, on the radio show, here are the people, And I said, imagine they're having a conversation, Sean, Sabrina, and Elaine, about the American Pope, and they're making jokes, and they're laughing about the new Pope situation. And then I put it all in the system, and it gives me an overview of it, and they turn it into a show. So let's see if this makes you feel more at risk. This would be a show based on our show, right? This is them talking about us, talking about the Pope.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really out there what if.
A really out there one.
An American named Pope. So our source material is this transcript, just a totally hilarious late night bar chat. 3 friends, Sean, Sabrina, Elaine, just riffing on this hypothetical Pope Chuck.
Pope Chuck, it's perfect.
Right. What? So forget serious analysis for a moment. Our mission here is to unpack their immediate reactions.
If you just tuned into that right there, would you be thinking these are not people?
Only because I've heard those voices before. Those were the 2 AI voices that figured out that they were AI.
It is, yeah. And all of a sudden they're like, wait, we're not real? Hold on, we're not real?
But never heard any of that prior to. Yes, it sounds real-ish.
If I just randomly tuned in and had no idea about AI, I would probably believe this was a conversation.
The informal stuff, the jokes, the outrageous bits, and see what that tells us about, how we view culture and react to the unexpected.
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
What strikes you first, I think, is just how humor is the immediate reaction. It's the tool they grab, right?
Instantly.
Yeah, instead of theology or geopolitics, it just defaults straight to jokes, making things bigger, more ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what we do around here, AI
we have
people.
Theology stuff every once in a while and geopolitics.
What do you want from us? What is this, NPR? We're not talking about the theology side.
It's too fast to be NPR.
What are you talking about? This is where we make fun of things, okay?
Very human thing, isn't it? To laugh at something that feels maybe too big or too weird to handle otherwise makes it feel less overwhelming.
Exactly. Less unbelievable.
You're making us sound like we just use coping mechanisms here.
Yeah, they're making us sound dumb. They're like, these idiots, they just laugh about everything that's going on. His voice to me sounds less convincing than hers. I don't know why, but her voice, the subtleties to it sound more convincing to me than his do.
Kicks off right away with Sean's pure shock, and that nickname, Pope Chuck. It's immediate.
It is.
That feels very American somehow. That need to, make everything informal, even the Pope, make him relatable, sort of folksy.
I don't like this girl.
A really sharp observation.
Who are you?
The speed of that nickname, Pope Chuck, it does suggest this cultural thing, like trying to democratize or at least familiarize something that feels ancient and distant.
All right. The thing is, if they had
in the background,
this,
trying to talk.
If they had this on our airwaves, I think that people immediately would go, what happened? This is not the same thing. These people are really slow and boring. What's going on? Where's the jokes? Where's the news junkie? Where's that kind of stuff? I think they would, but it is fairly impressive. And it's getting further and further that you just toss in a paragraph of text and they come up with this stuff. What's interactive mode? It says beta. Interactive mode?
All right, try it.
I hit it. I don't know what's going to happen.
Hey, what's up?
Do I just hit play?
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today
I can
we're tackling
join.
a really Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
What's up? How you guys doing? What's going on today?
You haven't allowed it to use your microphone.
Yeah, you have to allow it to use your microphone.
Damn it, man.
All right, there you go. Just.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Hey there, we're doing great. Thanks for asking.
Oh,
How are
she
things
hates
on
you.
your end? Glad to have you with us.
Absolutely. Always good to
Wow,
hear from
she
you. We were
does
just
not
about
like
to dive
you.
into this.
That was quick and aggressive.
She may not be a real woman, but she seems like a real bitch.
she is not a fan of mine.
What if you went in with WhatsApp?
What do you think if I go full nuclear on her, she will respond in the same? Like she will go after me too?
Try it.
It's a really interesting conversation. Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Hey, I just want to say you guys are terrible. This is the worst show I've ever heard of. AI is never going to take over our radio show because you're not funny. You're not interesting. This whole thing has been so boring. It's almost put me to sleep. And you suck. And you suck. And you're terrible in every way. What do you have to say about that, bitch? We knocked him back.
Oh, wow. Well, that's certainly direct feedback.
We appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts with us.
We were just getting into how quickly these friends jump to
and
making
moving on.
Even
We're
worse.
moving on.
We get calls like that all the time. Come
All
on.
right. See you later. What do you think? We are at risk, or we're not at risk, or it's pretty impressive how far things have come here, but they're still too slow, and they
We're
don't
good.
sound like they're not funny at all. They're not funny. So even on our bad days, I think we're beating them. I would hope at least. Tell us what you think. Join us with the dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. We'll get to some of those here momentarily. What about you parents out there? Summer is on the way. Oh, man. Can't believe it already in 2025. Summer is on the way. The kids are going to be out of school. They're going to be
Graduation's
wandering
coming up.
around. They're going to be graduating. They're going to be out for a couple of months doing things. And now you got to worry, parents, because allegedly, and I don't think there's that many kids doing this, but there is a challenge that's made its way around all the social medias that kids are really excited about right now.
Facebook,
that one, this
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
and school districts are warning parents about a dangerous new TikTok challenge that encourages students to intentionally damage their district-issue Chromebooks. Man, when I was young, if I had a laptop, I would treat that thing so well. I would take care of it, baby it.
Yeah, right.
Now the kids are like, there's a TikTok challenge to break this? Hell yeah, here we go. And I guess
Did you have a girlfriend take that TikTok challenge once?
She did, yeah. But she lost because that laptop I think it still works. Does it still work?
I haven't used it in a while.
I bet it still turns on. And every day that it still turns on seems like a victory to me. That's how I feel about it. Well, they're saying that these young kids are taking these laptops, and there's a way that you can follow this TikTok guide and jam something into it, and the Chromebooks catch on fire, and they just they light up and they start burning, and the next thing you know, you are sitting there with a broken ass laptop, and mom or dad, I don't know, probably has to pay for this in some way and try to get that fixed. So if you thought you were going to have a nice, easy break, just chilling out for the summer, I'm sorry. Bad news for you. That is something you have to be on the lookout for. Here we go. Let's see. Abandoned Doge has a dispatch for us. You can send yours at thenewsjunkie.com. We were talking yesterday about people who take handicap spots, and you look at them and you start to judge and you go, are they handicapped? And should I confront them because I think that they're not? So here we go.
Hey guys,
There
I
you
was
go.
listening to yesterday's show and you guys were talking about the people in the wheelchairs getting harassed or with the handicap sign. I had these happen to me a couple of years back. I tore up my back and I could only stand for about 15 minutes or 10 minutes at a time or something like that.
Okay.
But I went to the store. I was using one of those little wheelchairs they have so my wife wouldn't have to go grocery shopping on her own. And I could hear this one lady. She was pissed off about me using it. She said, "Oh, like he's a big grown man. He looked good. He looked fine." But I couldn't stand, and it wasn't for her and none of her business. So I didn't explain myself, but yeah, it was pretty aggravating.
It was pretty aggravating. This was somebody looking at him on the scooter inside the grocery store and saying, he's a grown man. This guy could do this. He could walk. He could get up. But they would have been wrong if they called him out. That's the risk. That's the inherent danger in trying to call somebody out about that. Somebody else talks about golf carts, which came up because John Elway crashed a golf cart and his friend died. And we've been talking about what really went on there. Wise guys talking about golf carts.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Wow, guys, big energy today.
Hello?
Well,
Guys,
that's
we're talking
definitely
about
direct
the golf
feedback.
carts today.
The AI is faster. This guy on a dispatch.
That's what we do. Next dispatch like that, feed it to the AIs.
This guy is slower.
I work in a country club.
Okay.
These new golf carts have lithium batteries, and they do 25 miles an hour.
He has so much spit in his mouth, I can hear it.
They're really fast. And about the average cost is between $25,000 and $30,000.
For a golf cart? That's ridiculous. That can't be right. Golf cart experts, tell us that man was wrong. All right, let us know. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Send us a dispatch right now. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get to a new rule for kids that parents aren't going to like at all. We got road rage here eventually, an update on a story we talked about yesterday, more of your feedback, and a whole lot to go with it. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio.
Storms, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. We'll be expecting impacts to include heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, gusty winds, hail, and the low risk of a tornado or two. The rain will not be going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, wet and stormy weather will continue for our Mother's Day and especially into Monday and Tuesday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
You know, it's only a few short weeks until hurricane season, but as we learned yesterday, there's already some things brewing in the tropics. It's time to start thinking about protecting your home with hurricane impact windows from my friends at Reese Windows and Doors. What are you waiting for? Now's the time. Protect your home. Get that peace of mind that you get with affordable, energy-efficient impact windows. They come with that double lifetime warranty, meaning when you sell the house, that warranty transfers. It increases the value of your property, and it gives you that peace of mind we've been talking about. Installing windows for over 50 years, Reese has all over the state of Florida. They're experts, and most jobs can be done in just 6 to 8 weeks. Financing options are available, including 0% for 4 years. You can check out their website, Reese Windows, and get all of their deals that are going on, and look them up. And you get a free quote today. Register to win $15,000 in free windows. You do that all by texting the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129 or online at reesewindows.com.
You're invited to Macy's Orlando Millennia this Saturday, May 10th for a full day of activities as we get ready to celebrate Mom. Enjoy free beauty consultations to learn the latest trends. Get help from Macy's gifting experts to find the perfect presents and personalize gifts like her favorite fragrance. Plus, save 20 to 40% during the final days of Macy's Mother's Day sale. It's all happening this Saturday at Macy's Orlando Millennia. Find a location at macys.com/events. Exclusions apply.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Permanent injuries may not appear immediately after an accident. That's why the insurance company wants to settle with you quickly. They want you to sign away your claim before you even know the full extent of your injuries. Don't accept pennies on the dollar. Never sign anything until you speak with me. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo Dit. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here, wishing all the amazing moms a happy Mother's Day from Greenway Kia. Whether you're shopping for a stylish sedan or spacious SUV, we've got your perfect Kia in stock and tariff-free. Drive home a new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on blinds at my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed to fit. Shop at Blindster.com today.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassy's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
The young, impressionable minds who are hanging out with us, I have some bad news for you. We'll get to that in just a moment. You can join us on the show yourself with whatever your thoughts are. Send a video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Kevin on YouTube says, what do you guys think of those AI reels where they're taking famous sketches and scenes and turning them into babies? I saw the Chris Farley Van Down by the River sketch and peed myself. I can't get enough. I have seen some of that, and it's funny, and AI is okay, and that slop content.
I haven't seen the babies one.
I've seen it. I've seen like Theo Vaughn turned into like a little baby in some skit that Courtney found.
I saw Judge Judy as a baby.
Yeah, I saw that one too, actually. I saw a Judge Judy one. And it's cute, and it's adorable, and it's AI. And that's whatever. But I have seen, I don't know if you guys have messed with this at all, but Facebook has like a new AI tab. And it's the most slop content you've ever seen in your life. It's like...
It's weird.
It's hard to explain, but they'll take a little character and like it's all done by AI, but meant to be viral, funny content in your feed.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
And then I saw the options for AI, and I grabbed a screenshot because I was just scrolling through it. And it was like also interactive based. Like, do you need a friend that's not physically there, then hit up one of these AIs.
Yeah, you like chat with it and stuff. There's a whole feed that I saw for it, and when you go through there, it's like the weirdest stuff you've ever seen.
Wow. This is Martin Luther King Jr. reimagined as a modern music producer.
Is that real? Isn't that strange?
He's got a sweater on and a thick gold chain and aviator sunglasses, and he's sitting in front of a keyboard and a mixing console.
Right. What is the point of that?
Oh, here we go.
This story says Facebook's AI slop hellscape is already here. And they're talking about this exact thing.
I wonder if it's in my metas. Must be, right?
Hang on. Let's see.
So I have through Facebook, it was a couple weeks ago, it said chat with our AI characters. You could chat with a therapist, a psychic reading. You could also chat with John Pork, who is a pig.
Okay, all right. That's kind of cute. I see.
Then you have tarot reading, image generator, mom. Do you want to chat with a mom? That's just mom. We have...
that could be good for you, Sean.
You.
Oh, wow. Because my mom is dead?
Baddies Club. We have my daughter. Both of you guys don't have daughters. You have sons. Maybe you could see what that's like. Or even some more tarot, which should end beautifully.
Those are the personalities, though.
Yeah.
They've had some of that stuff for a while.
Oh, I had no idea.
Now they're making a thing. So, like, here's some of the content, right? And you see there's a post, and it's an old man with a birthday hat on and a bunch of stuff in front of him. And he has 2 birthday cakes because it has to hold all the candles for 90. And it says, I turned 90. I baked myself a cake, and now I want some good wishes. prayer sign, heart sign. It's all fake. It's AI content that's created. Then there's a guy who has made this little tree with bells in it, and it says, I spent a lot of time carving, but nobody appreciates this, and he's crying. And then you're supposed to be like, oh, I'm sorry, old man. Your carving is really, it's all fake. It's all fake. Like what?
Everything is fake.
And another one is, I made it with a lot of love. It's an ice sculpture, but I'm sad that nobody liked it. And then people are like, oh, great job, everybody.
But
why
there
on
is
earth?
A generation of people who are falling for this.
I don't get it. It's weird.
It's the new...
I may have commented on the old man.
Felt bad for him, did you?
What is it? A Nigerian prince email scam, but even worse.
And Meta goes, this way we don't have to worry about people actually creating content or paying those people or anything. We just gin up all this slop-ass content and serve it over to everybody just like that. Mike CFL says, this show is better when it was AI. We could go back to it at any moment if you want to. Mm-hmm. I don't mind. It's the weekend. What are we doing working anyways, for God's sake? All right, over to it. The kids, the next generation, they're getting that slop content fed to them. They're getting all sorts of propaganda shoved into their eyeballs on a daily basis. And now, in Virginia at least, a controversial new law will restrict children's time on social media. The new amendment limits children under the age of 16. So if you're not yet 16 years old, you're limited to just 1 hour of screen time pending your parents' approval. All right. So all social media apps and companies and all that, they have to, if somebody's under 16 years old, they have to limit their amount of time that they're allowed to use the app to just 1 hour a day, unless the parents give some sort of approval. The law also allows parents of children to either extend or decrease their children's screen time, but only through verifiable consent via a setting on the app. They passed this saying that young people could be harmed by social media, which obviously seems to be true. And now social media platforms are prohibited from using the information collected for any purpose other than age verification. And they have to limit the kids until they get more approval to 1 hour at most on these apps, which I find two things to be true about this. One, I appreciate that you're trying at least a little bit. But two, this is the ever continuing thing where young people are always going to outsmart the old people on apps. Yeah. They're going to figure out how to use it for longer. They're not going to be stopped by you putting in some gate that asks you for parental approval. Ask any kid that ever had like a filter on their web searches at their house, like a blacklist of websites that they weren't able to go to.
Or how about, ask any kid that was not 18 and they went to a pornographic website, and the website said, "Are you 18? Yes or no?" Or put in your birthday so I know that you're 18.
They'll never get around this, right? Yeah, this is just every time the kids are going to outsmart the adults. They are. They're better with this. They're born with it. They're born with a little device in their hands. Here you go. Take on the internet, buddy. Have a good time. So I think they'll be just fine. They'll get around this whether you like it or not, unfortunately. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Quick update on a story we talked about yesterday to round things out here. Remember the Frontier Airlines back and forth? The whole fight between the Frontier Airlines employees and this guy who I think had shown up late for his flight, and they were mad at him, and he was mad at them. And he's saying, what are you talking about? You let us fly. I'm here. I paid for my ticket. And they said, no, kiss our ass, basically. And they got into it with him. Those women have been fired.
Oh,
they have been fired from their jobs, both the women on this Frontier Airlines
What
video.
about the old lady that was rubbing their shoulders in the background?
I don't know. Here's the video for those of you who might have missed this.
And you think you're going to check me in? I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you paid $25 for agent assistant, and you checked in 3 hours.
They're both filming him. He's filming them.
I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight. And you thought you was going to get on your flight.
And they
fired him.
Get on your flight.
They fired both of them. It says, we're aware of what occurred. We have been directly in touch with the customers. The individuals in question who work for a third-party contractor are no longer associated with the Frontier account, they say. The man's original flight was refunded, and he was reimbursed for a different flight he booked to get home.
Oh, looks like he won that.
Yeah, seems like maybe he won that.
He did think he was going to get on his flight.
Yeah, but, I mean, he probably for a second thought he was getting dunked on and had to waste money on a new flight, but he got the W in the end, it would seem.
Here's the thing, like, she was filming, but nobody has seen her video.
Mm-hmm.
So we've just seen her, and frankly, watching that again makes me pissed off all over again. The repeating and the this thing with the fingers is obnoxious.
Unless she's got more. If she's got some on there where he's really being even worse,
Well,
then
she must not, because she doesn't have a job.
Yeah, for now at least. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record your first dispatch right now. All right, let's work in a couple of those. We could do that, right? We got time.
Sure.
We got just a couple of minutes.
Go.
No. Is it true? Hang on, listen in.
Hey, junkies. I just wanted to say thank you so much because I just won $1,000.
All right. Hell yeah. Congratulations. That's why you listen and pay attention to the keywords,
We're
for
so
God's
rich.
sake. Love that. Okay, that's fantastic, Step Up P. Thank you. Congratulations. This is why when you hear the keyword on the station, you do what it tells you to do. You know, follow the directions, go to the website, et cetera, et cetera. And then maybe the most important thing that we always try to point out here, answer your phone. Because after that, they're going to call you back. And I know how we all are about our phones. We're like, I'm not going to pick that up. It's another
They ain't leaving a
spam
voicemail,
call.
that's for sure.
They're not. No, they're going to ditch you and they're going to go on to the next person. So if you're being smart about that, $1,000 could be yours just for listening to this station. Here is Craig talking about the handicap situation. Hello.
Hey, News Junkies. Happy Friday. Craig from Denver here. Just wanted to say that.
Jesus. Sorry, Craig. That one came in rough. I don't know. We're still working on fixing that. The developers are trying every day to make it so the connections get a little bit better on those. Let's try one more. Here's Flip.
So my daughter and her girlfriend just purchased a golf cart from a dude. They live in downtown Nashville, so they can hop on the golf cart and go bar hopping, stuff like that.
Nice.
Theirs is fully street legal. It's got lights, license plate.
What?
It's got custom wheels on it, a lift, Bluetooth sound system with like subwoofer.
This is a golf cart he's describing?
I've seen those before. And there are
Street
street legal
legal
ones, but it's, you do have to have a license plate. It has to be registered.
I have never seen a street legal golf cart. I don't think in my life.
I was driving alongside one like through downtown.
Let me see. Street legal golf. I'll go back to his dispatcher
Way more
in a moment.
expensive.
Street legal golf cart. Oh, are these for real? These are larger. I still don't know if these are street legal. No, this says street legal golf cart, and it's much larger, and it's got bigger wheels and such. But it still doesn't have any like cage around it or anything.
Oh,
That's
no,
kind of
still.
surprising.
It's like a motorcycle, four wheels.
What would
And
it
that's
cost to ship a golf cart from AliExpress?
I don't know. It's $1,000 to buy this thing, and that's probably a lot less than this guy's going to suggest. But let's see.
When it comes to the...
Oh, no, the wrong one. Sorry, back.
The whole deal. It's got a canopy and a windshield. It's laid out. It's like brand new. It's only 2 years old, and it looks like it just rolled off the factory floor. They paid about $6,000 for it. It's got lithium batteries, the whole bit. So
$6,000. All right, that's not so bad considering you drive it on the road.
Not $30,000 like we heard earlier.
No, $30,000 is insane. You buy a car, for God's sake. Buy a car instead of a golf cart. It's much better. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into a lot. A pilot has done something very, very shocking and very, very wrong. We've got trade deals. We've got many things. We got the next episode we're going to tee up for this week in Florida because it is Friday and we're headed into the weekend and much more all on the way. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's time to let your fringe flag fly. The 2025 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 13th through the 26th in Lock Haven Park. Tickets available now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you're just starting off your commute, there's no serious accidents affecting your commute on State Road 429 in the Greenway on I-4. There's just some slowdowns through that Lake Buena Vista area and some delays through the city there. Keep an eye out for an accident blocking the right lane on Edgewater Drive approaching All-American Boulevard. There's an accident on Orlando Avenue near State Road 434. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Mortgage rates are headed down. Many people have loans in the 7s or even 8% range. And if you're one of them, it's about time you start exploring the savings for a refinance. That lowers your payments, or you could even get cash out. Work with that mortgage guy, Don, and get a quote with no hard credit inquiry today. All you have to do is go to thatmortgageguydon.com and work with an expert and a friend that you could trust. Thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Yeah, we're not even going to pretend. This is a straight up bribe. We're talking $1,000 in your hand. Use the cash to pay off that credit card you forgot about. Take a trip or buy some indica dominant hybrid known for its body numbing effects. Because weed is legal in Florida, right? Anyway, bottom line, we want you to listen to Real Radio and you want money. So here's the deal. 13 keywords a day. Enter them at realradio.fm. And here is the important part. Answer your phone if we call. We're shameless. You're broke. Let's do this. This national contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Hello. Skull Mike Squad. Oh, the skull's got something in his mouth. It's a hair. I can't get it out of there. There we go. All right, we're fixed. So watching on Twitch and it's live only, YouTube allows you to rewind, fast forward. Yeah, YouTube is better on that front. YouTube allows you to you could pause the video and you could walk away for an hour and come back. You could do whatever you want with a YouTube live. Whereas Twitch, because they focus less on copyright stuff, they're about streaming live in the moment and not about video on demand as much. So yeah, YouTube's a better experience if you want that. But everybody has their favorites. Crazy Person 3 says a pube in the skull? No. The skull is actually, you can't really tell. The skull for the skull mic, Courtney made this, is made up of all of these sequins, all of these golden sequins and red sequins in the back of the skull where it's blasted out. And so it just seems to really attract little bits of anything that gets near it. It's hard to keep it clean. Has Clarence Thomas been in the studio lately? No idea what that means. No idea what you're going for. I mean, I know Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court justice, but the pubes. Oh, you're talking about the pubes in the soda can. Tawana Brawley. I get it. Man, that's a really old political joke. That's going to miss with a lot of people, I'm going to tell you, okay? That's a real specific old joke. Hey, when we come back, I want to talk about this person who responded to somebody showing up at their house to ask for directions in a very bizarre way. How do you feel if somebody stops and asks you for directions? We touched on this a little last night on The Secret Show.
If somebody stops their car and asks you for directions, does that make you mad? Do you help? Do you not help? Everybody has a cell phone, a smartphone. People asking for directions is a little weird, I think. In 2025, it's a little strange. I know Courtney and I have had people like pull up next to us and they'll be like, hey, are there any apartments for rent in this area? Google it. Hey, can you tell me how to get to this place? Like, I see you're playing a Spotify on your phone in your car right there, dumbass. Like, do you prefer like a personalized directions list from somebody who's a human being as opposed to your phone? What are you, crazy? Anybody selling King Charles Spaniels around here? I got one for you. You can have a lady. Big price tag, though. We'll talk about that soon. We're coming back.
Lives. Here's how you make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. They will connect you in seconds. Then make that appointment and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message or MyHeartMedia.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
I want to know the truth from you, though. Stripped away of all of the niceties you might add to it. What am I talking about? We'll get to that in a second. Join the show with a dispatch. Record yours. Video or audio dispatches at thenewsjunkie.com or send an email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. This is a question that is very 2025, I think. And I just want to know your real take on this. If somebody pulls up next to you and asks you for directions, are you irritated by that? Are you annoyed and bothered? Because most times when this happens, I've had this happen to me so many times, I can see you have a damn cell phone in your car. I can see the smartphone in your center console, and you're pulling up to me and you're like, hey, do you know how to get to blank and blank? And I go, kind of, but now I'm going to have to stop and like, just get on your phone and use your phone to get to the end destination. This is 2025. Asking for directions is like a weird thing, actually.
So it happens all the time here at HQ.
Mm-hmm.
And
what, in the parking lot?
Yeah, parking lot or in the lobby for sure, especially if I only have 2 minutes to get back before commercial's over. And, you know, it's a GPS thing, obviously. But even more so, it's when it's someone who speaks Spanish. And while I can speak Spanish, in a pinch, when I'm trying to explain, all of a sudden I'm mixing up what left and right is and straight, and I don't know how to help you. And at that point, I'm not annoyed, but I'm frustrated that their phone didn't tell them the proper directions.
Their phone knows where they're supposed to go. I think it's like boomer ideology where you're just going, well, I want a human to tell me. I can't sit here and type this in my phone. Or they'll say, I can't stop so I could put the address or the destination in my phone. And you go, you sure as hell can stop to ask the human being that you're asking. Why can't you just put it in your phone? Because it's weird to stop and ask people this stuff. We have it all the time in this neighborhood. People ask, my life is full of people, and I know this is like old man, get off my lawn rant. My life is full of people asking me too many questions on a consistent basis that they can find out on a search online. All the time. Somebody goes, what's this? And just search on your phone and you'll get to the destination. You'll get the answer that you're looking for. It's like, let me Google that for you in real life that we're facing down here. And I don't like it. I find it to be weird. However,
note it. Don't ask Sean for directions.
However, and I will help people out. I'm just telling you how I actually feel inside when I'm helping people out. But I talked about this a little bit last night on Secret Shows, but there is this guy who I think is a lunatic, just a lunatic. Apparently his name is John Riley.
You had me at John Riley.
He's from a place called Chester, New York.
What's lunatic mean?
Google it. He's from a place called Chester, New York.
That's where Bam's from.
And this guy is I don't know if he's just paranoid or what. Somebody showed up at his house in the middle of the night, Sabrina, and they were a lost DoorDash driver. Now, they wanted directions, which I just said was annoying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they had an excellent excuse. Their phone was dead, and they couldn't charge their phone. They didn't have anything to charge their phone. Maybe they forgot their phone cord or something, but their phone was dead, and they were lost out in this area. So they wanted to get some help from another person. I think that's a fine excuse.
Sure.
I would probably talk to them through the doorbell first.
As you do with everybody.
Well, I'm not going to open the door for some rando. I don't know who the hell's out there. There's people that hate me. There's people that love me. There's people who would just want to get inside my house. I don't want any of them in here.
And you.
So I look at this guy, and he says the DoorDash person showed up at his house asking for directions. But he didn't consider for a second that this might be some fellow citizen who is in search of a little bit of help. Instead, he went right to, this is an emergency. He's got a gun slung around him. He goes outside and chases this person away. And I want you to listen to what happens here. All right, let's all focus in on this if we can for a second. This is from the Ring doorbell on this house. Here's the guy headed outside toward the person who was ringing on the doorbell asking for directions because they were lost. Here he goes. He's got the gun.
A gun.
He cocked it. All right, he fired off a warning round.
Jesus, man.
In his garage. Already, like, the person is in their car. They just started it.
Does he have more than one gun?
Unhinged.
I think he might have two guns, Sealand.
Because I think there's one slung around his back, but then he has a pistol in his hand.
In response to someone ringing his doorbell.
They rang his doorbell. It was a DoorDash driver at night who was lost and their phone was dead. And they just were trying to get out of the area. Wow. And the DoorDash driver, and you guys can look up the story on this so we can fill in with some more details. I'll tell you, hold on. The guy's name again is John, John Riley, Reilly. So, Sealand, try to keep an eye on that. But I think you're right. I think it looks to be a gun underneath his left arm, and then he's got one in his right hand, too. So he goes out, can't even see the person, cocks the gun, fires a warning round into the grass already, right? Now the person gets scared because somebody's firing at them. He says, go, and he points the gun at the car that's got the headlights on. They're trying to get out of there. Go again. They hit the gas because they're probably freaking out trying to put it in gear, panicking.
And he's pointing the gun at them.
He's pointing the gun at them, put it back down. Now they honked. He fired.
What?
Right at the vehicle with the honk. Now they're really panicking. They're trying to get out.
He shot the guy.
Shot again. Shot two times that weren't warning shots at this guy. One was apparently from a horn honk, and the other one was when he hit the gas, this person trying to drive out of there.
It said the worker was hit once in the back.
Yeah, they shot the person. And then the brutal thing is that the person didn't have a phone.
Oh, my God.
to do anything at that point.
Can't call
right?
911. Might not know where the hospital is.
Right. But they can't do anything about
Shows
it.
up to the neighbor's house to get help. Can you call 911 for me?
Or the neighbor's one with the DoorDash order. It's like, I've been waiting for this dude. 2 stars.
Bloody driver has arrived. This guy, it's so wild to me. Like, the crazy differences and how these two people are viewing this situation. Now, the guy who is this paranoid gun dude has stormed out of his house. Bar there being some information that we don't know about this, right? Like, that would change my opinion. This guy is hauling ass out of his house, and he thinks there's somebody who's trying to rob him or attack him and his family, right? And if you want to fire off the warning shot, whatever. I think it's ridiculous and way over the top.
And illegal. It's illegal.
And illegal to discharge your firearm like that. But that's one thing. But he then kind of took it as if the person was being aggressive when I think they were just freaking out trying to drive out of there.
Yeah.
I think they were like trying to put it in gear.
Aims and shoots at him.
Yeah, I think they were like, as they put it in gear, like hitting the horn accidentally.
What a psycho.
And this guy fires at him. Keep the story up for more details. But yeah, he goes out. You can't even see the person right now. The lights go on, fires a warning shot, points at him. Go. Says go again. Go. They go to pull out of this long driveway, hit the gas. He almost shoots there. When they honk the horn, which is probably on accident because they're freaking out, they're scared as hell. They're about to fully turn around, honk the horn, fires on the horn honk, and then now they might have been hit, so they're trying to drive away, and the car hits the gas, and he fires one more shot. This is attempted murder, dude.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, this is like, you can say whatever you want. I was scared. This is attempted murder,
When someone is leaving, I don't see any fear for your life in that door cam video.
Yeah, I don't know how he wins that. Did you find a story about what happened, what the details were?
He's a federally licensed firearm dealer.
Okay.
In addition to being a highway superintendent, that's the job that made him a how did they refer to him as? A public figure or a public
town official?
That's what it was. He's a highway superintendent, but he's also a federally licensed firearm dealer charged with first-degree assault, second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and criminal possession of a firearm.
Man, wow, how crazy!
Thank God he much anymore.
Kill the guy.
I guess it was in New York. Yeah, it says New York official.
60 miles outside of Manhattan.
Highway superintendent shot a lost delivery worker in the back on Friday night. The guy had just stopped to ask for directions. The driver had approached several homes trying to make the delivery. When he arrived, Riley told him to get off his property. The driver was trying to leave in his car when Riley fired at him several times, striking the driver once in the back and leaving him seriously injured. He's expected to survive. I ask you this question with all the seriousness in the world. Do we need to have a national conversation of what it means to defend yourself with lethal force?
Yeah.
We've got young kids pulling out a knife, stabbing another kid at a track meet in the heart because he said they touched him and put their hands on him. We've got this person in New York, a licensed firearms dealer, shooting at a lost DoorDash driver because they honked or because they hit the gas when they were pulling away from the house like he told them to. We've got these stories over and over and over of people who think they can respond with deadly force when they absolutely aren't in any danger. What the hell, man?
I'm guessing this guy is more of a Uber customer. Uber Eats.
I guess so. And now he's going to be behind bars, right?
Good.
I mean,
see ya, rot.
Jesus. He drove home. Oh, dude, listen to this. Family members said the victim, who's 24 years old and from West Africa, had just moved to Middletown, New York a month ago. He doesn't speak English and doesn't know his way around and had a dead phone. They said he drove home after the incident and he thought he did something wrong. No, he drove to where we were staying after the incident because he thought he did something wrong. So he didn't even want to go to the hospital. He thought he was in the wrong in America by doing this. This is the welcome he gets. There's nothing to indicate the victim had any nefarious intentions. He's just out there doing his job trying to make a food delivery, says the New York State Police Captain, Joseph Kolick. And
what a crazy
just
dude.
Nuts, man. He's been arraigned at the jail and remanded. in lieu of $250,000 cash, $500,000 bond, or $750,000 partially secured bond. So he's facing some trouble here. Just folks, you can respond in most states with lethal force when somebody is actually placing a threat against your life. When you have a reasonable expectation to think that your life is in danger, not because somebody's asking you for directions, as annoying as that might be. As annoying as it might be in the middle of the night for somebody to ring your doorbell, even I am not shooting at that person. That's crazy to me. But I want to know what you think about it. So let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Real quick to the pilot who made a bit of a mistake. From this pilot.
Whoopsie daisy?
A plane aborted takeoff on a Gatwick runway after its co-pilot made a mistake, mixing up the left and right, investigators have found.
What?
They didn't know their left from their right, and when they were told to by the authorities to turn left, they turned right, or vice versa.
How did they get the job?
And after doing this, the co-pilot unintentionally moved a lever to his left when he was supposed to move a lever to his right. This reduced the Boeing 777's aircraft thrust at a time when the aircraft's commander called for the plane to start pulling up. That caught the brakes on fire at that point in time. And the plane stopped some distance before the end of the runway, and the firefighting crews had to come out because one of the people on board didn't know their left from their right. All right, you're in good hands out there.
Have you guys been watching the rehearsal with Nathan Fielder?
No,
it's
is that fired up again?
And it's aviation safety, and it's brilliant.
Nope. Not going to watch that, I don't think. Is this going to make me more scared to fly than I already am? Because
I'm only 2 episodes in, so...
I'm a no on that so far. What do you think? Let us know. Send us one of those dispatches, thenewsjunkie.com or tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Got an email to get through when we come back. Also, that road rage story, eventually we'll get to that. We got the next episode on the way, This Week in Florida, and much more, getting you into the weekend. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show, where bad ideas go to get broadcast. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. Since 1999, May has been designated as National Military Appreciation Month with its 5 military observances. It's a time to show appreciation for our troops and everything they do. Navy Federal has proudly served the military community for more than 90 years, and our employees are part of the community we serve. Many are military family members, reservists, or veterans themselves. Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit.
School Mike. Hey everybody, email coming in from AR. It says, are you still on WZZR Real Radio? Question mark. Uh-oh. Affiliate drama. What's happening here? Good evening, Sean. I was wondering if you were still on live, in quotes, on Real Radio down here in South Florida. We are,
We are on Real Radio 92.1, that's WZZR, and Real Radio 101.7, that's WCZR. WZZR is in the West Palm Beach, the Palm Beaches area, covering down to about Fort Lauderdale and a lot of South Florida. And the other station, 101.7, is in Vero Beach, covering north of that, which brings you up to TKS, which will get you pretty far up the state from there. Anyhow, I watch the YouTube stream Everyday Live. Then at 3, I switch over to iHeart and listen again because I work from home and I miss things. So today after the show, I switched over as usual. This guy listens twice. Thank you, sir. So I didn't catch the opening of the show. I realized you guys were talking about ditching the penny and the state quarters. I found that odd since I know, in fact, the show was live today, American Pope Day. I feel as if our real radio down here is falling apart. There are no pearls being clutched here. Just curious. Thank y'all for the entertainment, information, and well-produced stream, says AR. Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you this. There's good people down there. We love our friends down there running the station in West Palm Beach. It is not their fault at all what happened yesterday. We have some software. It's called like the DDR or something. And that records every single segment of our show and then blasts it off to whatever affiliates need it, no matter where they are. And that stopped for some reason yesterday, so it didn't replace last week's show. So it just ran last Thursday's show. That was our fault. Well, it wasn't really our fault. It was the software's fault, and it should be fixed today. I'll actually remind C-Lane to double check. Right now I will. C-Dog, do we need to double check that our segments are properly being recorded for affiliates? Okay. So the whole station was not recording? Was it just us then? Okay, and it's back up and running. We're good? All right, excellent. Just wondering. All right, folks. Yeah, that's good to go. All affiliates should get the show today. Everything should be fine. Sorry for the issues.
You send me the rundown when you get a second?
What's a rundown?
Just do it, Jim.
Hang on, folks. I'm being called. He wants the weekend's rundown. For our syndicated weekend show. And our process includes me sending pictures of the outline to him. All right, we're coming back.
Attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Orlando.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Listen commercial-free. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Beatles Now and Then, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio. If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the news.
Left and right of you. Everybody meets everybody. We cruise along on the show. This is the News Junkie. You can learn more about what happens here, including how we talk about all things viral each day. Get into everything happening in the world, not just politics, but everything out there. You can learn more at thenewsjunkie.com. An update to a story we talked about not too long ago. In South Carolina, they're whining now. They're upset about that firing squad execution.
Oh, they are.
And now they're saying, like, it didn't go the way it was supposed to, that this was bad in some way. And the Guardian, no, he's dead. He's definitely dead. But the Guardian in the UK, which is mostly against things like this, like, capital punishment and the like, the Guardian got some records that says the shooters did not hit the death row inmate according to protocol, which lawyers say caused prolonged suffering. Let me tell you a little something here. If you don't know this, if you are on death row, when they talk about your lawyers, by the time you're executed, they're talking about almost always people who are anti-death penalty activists, right? That's who those lawyers are. That's what their goal is in life. They're trying to overturn the death penalty. Whether you agree with that or not is a whole different thing. I'm just telling you, you got to grain of salt the stuff they say after these executions a lot of times, because they go, ooh, our client was really struggling. He had a very, very prolonged death. So let's see what they actually say. A South Carolina firing squad botched the execution of Mikhail Madhi last month, with shooters missing the target on the man's heart, causing him to suffer a prolonged death, according to autopsy records and his attorneys. Madhi, 42, was shot dead by corrections employees last month, and the second firing squad execution this year in South Carolina. The state has aggressively revived capital punishment over the last several months, they say. And they said he endured pain beyond the 10 to 15 second window of consciousness that was expected. They said he went beyond 10 to 15 seconds of consciousness, and that is just too far. We cannot have this stuff. He was sentenced to death in 2006. It's important to know what this guy did. He was a pretty bad individual. He had apologized, I believe, for what he had done at the last minute. But the three prison employees were about 15 feet away when they pulled the trigger. And they said they missed the heart by just a little bit. He was went silent and went down after 45 seconds. So that's 30 more seconds than they wanted him to be alive and moving around, I guess. And so therefore they say this was a problem. It seems fine to me. He died. He didn't seem to be in that much pain. If we're going to execute people, it's either we do it or we don't do it. Honestly, I don't care much about how much it hurts. It's either we do it because it's morally right or we don't do it because it's morally wrong. And I've talked to you about how I feel about this a lot in the past. Right? In my estimation, I believe that one mistake, killing one innocent person, the state killing one innocent person, is too many. And therefore, we should just throw these people behind bars with limited interaction for the rest of their living, breathing lives. But if we're going to do it, I really don't care if the person didn't die in 15 seconds and that it lasted 45 seconds instead. It's just really not a lot to me.
Especially if you find out like the crime he committed that he's being put to death for was exceedingly vile.
Yeah, do you have it in front of you? Because it didn't say it in the story that I looked at, but I mean, it always is. When you're looking at something like this, I'll bring it up just so we can have everything clear. Mikhail is the guy's name. Madhi, he's the person who was put to death. He was a spree killer, convicted spree killer, which means you're not a serial killer, but you're a spree killer. He was executed for the murder of a police officer.
Toast.
Over a period of 3 days in July 2024, Madhi went on a multi-state crime spree, committing carjacking, firearm robbery, and 3 murders, for 2 of which he was tried and found guilty. He murdered a man in Brunswick County, Virginia, following a drug deal gone wrong. He confessed to that crime. He then robbed and killed a 29-year-old convenience store clerk. And then he carjacked a man and stole his car in Columbia, South Carolina, on and on and on. He murdered 56-year-old off-duty police officer James Myers, whose body was doused in diesel fuel and burned afterwards. Do you care that guy lasted another 30 seconds?
Took a couple extra seconds to die? No.
No, it's either that the person deserves to die and you're okay with the state killing people or not.
And 30 seconds of like moving or squirming is nothing compared to anything this guy went for. And Ryan on YouTube is right too. He asked for it, literally and figurative. He was offered different types, and he said, "I'll take the firing squad." So that's what you get on the other side. It's all better than that electric chair, baby. It's all better than old Sparky, the electric chair. You don't want that one. So there you go. And that's your update. We'll get to what's happening in your world. You're talking about that guy in Chester, New York. This was the guy who opened fire on the delivery driver who was this new immigrant to the country. His phone had died. He didn't speak English. He was just trying to get directions out of the neighborhood because he was lost. And the guy fired a warning shot into the ground. And then when he accidentally honked his horn because he was trying to get out of the driveway, he fired and shot at him. And then he was freaking out just trying to drive away to save his own life. And the guy shot at him again. One of those hit this gentleman. Here's Fire with a dispatch on that.
Hey, Sean. First-time dispatcher.
Okay.
That guy from Chester, New York that shot the delivery driver was the town supervisor or someone in public office.
Yeah, we figured that out. It wasn't because he was elected, right? It was because he was like a firearms dealer or something?
No, the firearms dealer was on the side. He was the highway superintendent.
Highway superintendent.
That's something that's voted in or just appointed?
I wouldn't think so.
I think you just get hired for it.
Yeah, that just seems like a gig. That seems like a government gig.
Vote for me, James Riley, highway superintendent, 2024.
That would be too many elections.
Definitely never shot anybody.
Here's dumping dumpsters.
Sean, 100% on not keeping up with technology. I'm 55. My brother's 58. We both work in the garbage industry. We run routes. We work with these guys that are about either our age or maybe up to 10 years older than us, and they just refuse. They're asking each other directions. Oh, how do I get here? How do I get there? You go down there by where that old store used to be. And
I get it. There's some people who go, I don't want to do the rat race. I don't want to keep up with all the technology advancements. I get it, but I think that your punishment should be that you got to Google stuff yourself when it comes down to it. You can't rely on somebody else and have them, hey, what's this? And you go, fine, I'll Google it for you. If you don't want to stay up with the technology, then you don't get to know the things. Then you don't get the directions to the place. You don't get any of that because otherwise you're inconveniencing somebody else, as I see it. What do you think? Let us know. Send us a video or audio dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
Thank you for asking. What's coming up on the next episode? Happy Mother's Day weekend, everybody. And what weird gift guide will you be using to pick the sex toy you're giving your mom? I've got options.
I'll be doing none of that.
According to Elmo, particularly his very fake LinkedIn, the letter of the day is F for fired by Elon. Plus, get ready, Ibiza, a new club big enough for 15,000 people. Rolling Faith opens up this summer. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.
Go, Mike. Tammy says, I like that news outlet. She says, I like that. I like the Guardian news. Yeah, you can like the Guardian. The Guardian is definitely pretty far left of center. It is not a news outlet that I think is fair and non-biased for the most part. I don't ignore stories from there because I think there's at least something to a lot of them and there's some decent stuff. But they're definitely a left-wing news site, especially if you get away from anything hard news. And I honestly think that most of it is opinionated stuff. That's okay. That's okay. Just know what you're getting into. Like, I know where they're headed, depending on the topic, on a news outlet like that. I know where their political leanings put them. Mostly. Like, on this, I guarantee you if I look it up, the author of the article or the people that they worked with are anti-death penalty activist types who repeatedly advocate for that kind of stuff to be stopped. So therefore, I don't know, I think that just kind of, that makes me think that they're not viewing this with a non-biased lens. But it's still okay. Kevin said it's not like the extreme right, the news junkie. If this is extreme right, you better buckle up, buddy. You're not ready for the real world. This is a place where it's kind of guided by wherever I'm at the moment. And I don't like teams. I don't want to vote for teams. I don't participate in any of that bullshit. I only try to shoot straight everywhere I possibly can. And a lot of times when people say I'm off to the right, it's because they're like Looney Tunes shit off to the left. And there's a lot of you that are over there. Like some of you are certifiably nuts. And then some of you are certifiably nuts to the right. I'm of the opinion that 10% of both sides is making the world a more annoying place to live. And I don't like it. Three minutes. Joseph says, Sean, put some socks on. No, I'm comfortable. This is my studio. And also, you guys are lucky that I'm sitting here talking to this scope mic and not playing with my media server, which I'd way rather be working on right now. But technically, I'm not pressed to do it because I don't have my hard drives yet, so therefore I can't put the whole thing together. If I had the hard drives, I could piece the whole thing together right now, and then I'd be doing something else. I'd be busy doing something else, friend. His little project, Bootsy, this isn't a little project. It's a media server with the ability to spin up virtual machines to do all sorts of things. We're doing the next episode in just a minute or two here. Russell says Sean has been a straight shooter with the news. That's why the show works. I try to be, but the problem is in doing that, there's no such thing as somebody without any biases. Like, I have my way that I view the world, and my things are like fairness is very important to me. Outcomes are very important to me. I want the best for the most amount of people. I question anything that we've been doing for a long time that brings out bad outcomes. Those are the like lenses through which I view the world. And that's the only thing I really care about. But if you're far off on one side, like if you're a very political person, far off on one side, you're going to hate me on both edges of it. Why is Twitch mentioning my name? Everybody on Twitch, say hi to Tammy. Twitch, say hi to Tammy. Say one nice thing about Tammy, please, if you don't mind. We got to make her weekend a real nice one. All right, Twitch, say something nice about Tammy. We're coming back.
Age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Thanks for being with us here on the show. You can always learn more about what we do. The three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day at thenewsjunkie.com. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick, Jim Balls emails the show. Jim Ball says, I'm a roofing contractor. You were talking about not wanting to give people directions earlier because the technology is in everybody's hands. And I have shingles delivered by truck regularly. It's amazing how many truck drivers would call and want directions to our warehouse. I'd tell them to pull into Best Buy and buy a GPS. You want to talk about mad? LOL.
Got him.
They would call the main office and complain, and I'd laugh when the office called me. Truck drivers should be able to navigate their own way, says Jim Balls.
He's not wrong. It's their job.
That's actually their gig, right? That should be number one for them,
now,
is getting to the destination.
Has he tried to figure out, like, if he constantly has truck drivers doing this, is his warehouse hard to find on a GPS?
If that was the case, then they got an excuse. That would be all right. But that does happen from time to time. Who knows? All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Oh, you like that? Do you like that?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course, the Home Loans Radio Show you can tune into every weekend and get your questions answered live on the air. He's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. He's looking out for you. He's a stand-up guy, and I love him, and you will too. If you want to get your questions answered today.
He is a stand-up guy. He's standing up right now.
Yes, he is.
Probably.
Hello, Don. He can't hear us.
Oh, is he out there for real?
Yeah, they're doing a little photo shoot.
Oh, cool.
And I'm just staring at him because I love him so much.
We got a show to do here, though. We got
Go to
a show.
thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
29 years ago, 1996, the drummer for this band.
Oh, Def Leppard.
Def Leppard is right. And it was on this day in 1996
So he lost his arm?
that Rick Allen overpowered his two-armed wife and slammed her head into a bathroom wall in an L.A. airport.
Oh. Take that.
Charged with spousal battery. Looks like you just need one arm to slam someone's face. You also just need...
Okay.
What?
All right.
You also just need 10 fingers or AI to make a completely fake LinkedIn profile and have everyone up in arms, whether they're two or just one, when it comes to the alleged super fake firing of Elmo. How dare you? Of all the things Elon and Doge have done and cut from the federal government, stay away from Elmo.
Oh, I get it now.
But people were freaking out. A LinkedIn post that they say supposedly written by Elmo is going around this week. It said, quote, unfortunately, Elmo was recently laid off because of the federal budget cuts. Elmo worked at Sesame Street for 45 years, despite saying he's like 7 all the time.
Is that true? Is Elmo really like perpetually 7, like one of the Simpsons kids?
I just talked about it, yeah. He said it was Elmo's birthday the other day, and he's like, Elmo's 6. And I'm like, no, you're 45.
What about the rest of them? Do all the other people on the Sesame Street, do they all grow up?
I mean, I feel like Bert and Ernie have been a middle-aged gay couple roommates.
Their relationship is really stunted. Yeah, it hasn't moved.
Elmo is sad. Elmo loved his time on Sesame Street. Elmo can also recognize the letter E, spelled his name, feel empathy, sing Elmo's song, and ask how you're doing. Elmo is open to full-time or freelance roles. Turns out Sesame Workshop confirmed they had nothing to do with the posts, and eventually it was taken down. Coming up, though, is Mother's Day weekend. True. And I talked earlier this week about how the band Ghost had launched, already completely sold out, a raunchy Mother's Day merch item.
All right. Now, Ghost is a band that I see their merch everywhere, and they look to have a wild stage show. But is it classified as a metal band?
Yeah.
Is that what you would say? Let me look up the Wikipedia. Ghost band.
When I hear Ghost, I thought it would be death metal. It's not necessarily. I would say
rock band or heavy metal.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Something
Here's a
you
good
could sing
one.
along to.
They call it arena rock.
Perfect.
Okay.
And they called their sex toys dildos because they're ghost-style dildos. And even though these are sold out, apparently there are a bunch of other heavy metal and rock artists who have released their own sex toys. So if you're still shopping around for Mama, or will Mama shake what you gave her? Rammstein has sex toys if you're looking for that. The German industrial metal mainstays, they gave a box set with 6 dilds, each fashioned after each member of Rammstein's member.
All right.
They did the whole plaster
So they
thing.
did the mold.
Yeah, collectors are selling them starting at $600 on Discogs.
Huh.
Till Lindemann later came up with a microphone-shaped dildo.
All right. There's a lot of those out there. Not that particular one, but there's just a lot of overall sex toys for the ladies out there.
Guar has Cuttlefish, a sex toy.
Cuttlefish!
Motley Crue has vibrators. Dave Navarro has the strap for the ladies, I guess. A guitar strap that also doubles as a bondage device. Machine Gun Kelly has Lil Devil vibrators. Also, Ghost back in the day, before the Mother's Day one, had a butt plug set. Motorhead has vibrators. Also, happy 8th of May, because I know we passed the big Lemmy Day.
Oh,
the
okay.
8th of May. Ace of Spades. NoFX has a inflatable sheep that apparently can also double down as a, it has a hole in it.
Oh, well.
So, happy shopping, everybody.
You'll get none of those for Mother's Day.
I got flowers, which, by the way, insanely priced.
Oh, really?
I was using my rewards points for down south, this Al's Florist.
Yeah, all right.
And because it was Mother's Day, it was a $40 upcharge.
All right, when did you buy it though?
4 days ago.
Oh, that's not that bad actually.
Total?
I thought you were trying to last minute it. No, the price is expensive, but
I said upcharge.
yeah.
The total.
What was the total price?
$130
That's pretty pricey.
for flowers. But
Hopefully
she's
they
going
look
to
nice.
love them. And I'm also getting her a Swiffer Power Mop.
Oh, nice.
Because I think those are fun. Or maybe you get yourself and your loved ones a video game. I just resent you the link on the chat, Sean, but Rockstar Games released the second official trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 this week.
So I watched this one because I heard a lot of people were excited about it, and I thought it was just fine.
Well, everyone was like really upset that they keep delaying everything. Don't give us the date. They keep pushing it back.
Right.
It was delayed from late 2025 to May 26, 2026. Happy birthday, Sean. And now fans online, after seeing the second trailer, they're like, okay, we forgive you, Rockstar Games, because the main female character is super hot.
Oh, really? Okay, character.
Lucia Caminos.
All right, here she is. Yeah, this is her
And
hanging out.
I mean, she got a donk. I'll tell you that.
Rockstar Games. This is Grand Theft Auto 4?
6.
6? No, they did it wrong. This is wrong.
Oh, they put the I on the wrong side.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6. The craziest person.
Wait,
who's,
no, I think the I before would make it 4.
No, that's a subtraction. That would be 4. Yeah, but it's supposed to be VI is the point. But anyhow, one person that watched this that became a fan instantly was Courtney. She watched the trailer and she's like, I want to play the Grand Theft Auto game when it comes out. And I go, oh, great. Here we go.
Courtney,
I would love to see
over.
you two getting into GTA.
Great.
You could borrow my PS5 if you'd like. No problem. Or Courtney and I will have GTA days. I got to tell you, I tried the other one. What's out now? 5, I guess?
5
is the latest.
I couldn't get through the first portion of it in which you can create a profile. I couldn't get out of the car. I kept crashing through things.
Damn.
So I don't know if this is my this is my game.
Your controller broken or something,
I
bro?
don't know. I do not know. I'm good at Fortnite and Last of Us. Okay?
Can't even get out of the car?
And Animal Crossing.
Sound like an amateur here.
Or I sound like a millennial. Okay. Millennial gamers have been getting a little bit nostalgic and telling Gen Z what they would not understand back in our day style. And I think both of you could relate. Because if there's anything we have in common is that we did play video games back in the day before online stuff happened. Yes or no?
Yeah,
sure.
All right. So taking to the hugely
I can
popular
get out of the car, too.
gaming subreddit, one user asked people 30 years and older, what's something from back in your day that younger gamers wouldn't understand? Is there anything that pops in your head?
I feel like the easiest answer, which I'm tired of, is blowing in the cart.
Oh, the
Excuse
cartridge?
me?
Yeah.
That was his name?
Blowing the cartridge when it wasn't working and putting it back in would work sometimes.
Here's one, getting demo gifts in gaming magazines.
Yeah. Okay.
That was one.
They used to buy a magazine that would tell you how to get through the levels and stuff.
The amount of hours I skated that warehouse on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 demo disc, I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's a single 30-plus gamer who played that demo and game who does not just feel pure nostalgia
I would
hearing
say
Superman by Goldfinger.
Young people, young video gamers would probably not know what a Game Shark is.
Game Shark, the magazine, I do remember that.
No, or Game Genie.
Game Genie or Game Shark.
Little plug-in thing that made you cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a thing that allowed you to hack the game so you could cheat stuff. I don't think they have that anymore.
Another fan explained that the decision to buy a new game was based entirely on the box art and description, which is unheard of these days, because there's no boxes. And
I would say renting games, maybe. Like I used to rent
CD
video
Trader?
games at Blockbuster.
True.
Other gamers reflected on their tricks for fixing hardware, having to physically clean the ball in their PC mouse, stealing batteries from the TV remote for their Game Boy, blowing on the cartridges, just like Elaine mentioned. So we walked so you could run, Gen Zers.
Cleaning the PC mouse was a pain in the ass.
I can't believe it took so long for them to reinvent the mouse. Am I right?
They just didn't have the lasers yet.
Steven Spielberg is now drawing a lot of backlash for his pick on Greatest American Film. Off the bat, 3, 2, 1, Greatest American Film. First thing that comes to your head, go.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, my
Forrest
God.
Gump. 3, 2, 1, Sean, go. Greatest American Film. 5,
I don't know.
4, 3, just say it.
I don't have one off the cuff. I don't have one that I really
All
go
right,
to.
Elaine said Forrest Gump. I say Best in Show. According to Steven Spielberg, it's Godfather. Yeah, and that's what he got ripped apart online.
I would have said E.T. over Godfather.
The Godfather, one of the most popular
Spielberg ass there.
and most critically acclaimed films of all time, but not exactly the top pick of those on the internet, saying it's not even the best Godfather movie, nor is it the best Mafia movie, said Samsara Surf 3er. Godfather is so overhyped by men when in reality all the films are a snooze. It's a male power fantasy that hasn't aged in the time, said Lucas, 95. But how about we just take some of our favorite films and add the word fart in them? And I'll leave you with this for the weekend. People on Reddit, thank you so much, Reddit. They are using movie titles to describe their last fart. Some of the best responses include Pitch Perfect. Don't Breathe, Days of Thunder.
All right.
There Will Be Blood. Yeah.
Ooh.
And Big. And with that, I give you my top ones. The Grand Budapest Hotel. The Purge.
Ooh, The Purge is a good one.
Midsummer. Don't Look Up. Gone Girl. And Dune.
Dune.
On the boob tube.
It's a dusty one.
We've got Summer of 69 on Hulu, Apple TV Plus, series premiere of Long Way Home. On Peacock, streaming premiere of Love Hurts. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars on Paramount Plus, American Idol. The Judd Family, Truth Be Told, The Last of Us, and Walton Goggins will be hosting Saturday Night Live. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and stay with me, you farts.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, this week in Florida, it's time, friends. We're going to go through it. All the weirdest stuff to happen in the Sunshine State this past week all comes together, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This week on the Jim Colbert Show, we got prizes, tickets to AC/DC and John Mulaney, plus $1,000 each hour. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law, clausmanlaw.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of Central Florida at 407-629-6700. When things go wrong, we do what's right.
When dealerships compete for your trade, you win at Greenway Kia. Trade your car with us and over 40 Greenway dealerships will compete for it. So you get the best possible value for your trade. As much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. Wondering what your trade is worth? Get your appraisal online at greenwaykias.com or visit us at East Colonial, West Colonial, and 1792 North in Longwood. I'm Joe Rossi. Happy Mother's Day to all the amazing moms from Greenway Kia.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
This Mother's Day, you could raise a toast to the woman who did everything for you. Or you could toast her with a cocktail made from her very own Bartisian.
To Mom.
The sleek cocktail maker crafts premium drinks at the touch of a button. With over 60 cocktails to choose from, including classics like Cosmos, margaritas, and old fashions. Plus trendy options like the strawberry guava margarita, she can enjoy her favorites anytime. Bartisian uses real ingredients, no artificial colors or flavors, just real fruit juices, premium extracts, and bitters. And with the ability to make each drink as strong or as light as she likes, using her favorite spirits, it's always mixed to perfection. No mess, no hassle, no measuring. Just premium cocktails in under 30 seconds. So give Mom Bartisian. Give Mom cocktails on demand. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartisian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. N6225. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
It's riding season. You're on a Harley with a smile on your face. One question, WTF? Hold up. That's where's the fun? It starts at Space Coast Harley-Davidson and a new bike in your immediate future and good times down the road. Right now, get 0% interest on select new 2024 Harley models. Get details at 866-826-9072 or spacecoastharley.com anytime. Space Coast Harley-Davidson. Let's ride.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we got you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Green. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Everything crazy that happened in Florida this week with C-Lane coming up in just a moment. We'll work in more of your dispatches soon. Those are your thoughts on what's happening on the show or anything you want us to talk about. TheNewsJunkie.com is where you can record yours. You can also email tips, TIPS, at TheNewsJunkie.com. All right, C-Lane, it's your time. It's time to do This Week in Florida. Are you ready?
I yield my time to someone else.
All right, who's going to take the leftover time here?
I'll do it.
Because I could just take a little nap on the couch and curl up in here, but I'd rather listen to This Week in Florida.
All right, I'll do This Week in Florida.
All right. Let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
Yes, it is. That's right, friends. The weekend is here. It's time to take a trip around the beloved Sunshine State and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And congratulations to a 47-year-old man from Cape Coral, y'all.
Yeah!
He is the first person in 2025 to be gored by a bison at Yellowstone.
Oh, finally.
Look at that.
Finally.
It was bound to happen sometime or another, but on May 4th, a man from Cape Coral was injured at the national park at approximately 3:15 p.m. in the Lake Village area. He was gored by the bison after he approached it too closely. The individual sustained minor injuries and was treated by emergency medical personnel. It says the incident is currently under investigation. Don't know what you need to investigate. The guy got too close to a bison.
Yeah.
He effed around. He found out.
I put
Case
this down
closed.
in the same category, C-Lane, as I put my train story down, where I've seen all these stories about people getting hit by trains in their cars. I can say to you with all the confidence in the world, I will never get hit by a train. Ever in my life. I will not get hit by a train. It will not hit the car I'm in. It will not hit me. The trains are on tracks. It's very easy to avoid. Same thing with bisons. I will never get attacked by a bison because I won't go anywhere near one, which is what you should do too.
It's a good move.
Have you ever been to Yellowstone?
No, but I'd love to.
That would be fun to go. You're definitely gonna get gored by a bison if you go.
I'm gonna stay so far
Only
away.
because you said that. This
I'll
is
put
the
a helmet on.
first reported incident of a person injured by a bison this year. There were 2 incidents last year and 1 in 2023. So I think that means we're up for 2 more if the math is mathing. And we go on to a man who was arrested. I thought this was kind of weird because what he did doesn't sound like full-on vandalism, but there was a guy that was placing swastika stickers on Tesla vehicles. The vehicles were at a hospital, HCA Florida Northwest Hospital, and according to a Margate Police Department incident report, a woman visiting the hospital parked her Tesla in a handicapped spot near the main entrance. Upon returning to her vehicle, the car's Sentry mode notified her of an alert indicating a possible incident had been recorded by the vehicle's external cameras.
Okay.
She told officers she initially suspected her vehicle had been keyed due to the recent reports of vandalism targeting Tesla owners. She did not see visible damage at first and drove to a nearby car wash. After the wash, that's not good. She washed it, probably caked it right in there. She noticed the sticker on her rear passenger side window that read swastika, which the story here feels the need to say it's a play on words referencing a swastika.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, story. Yeah. The woman attempted to remove the sticker, but adhesive residue remained, and I guess that's where the guy's getting some sort of charge.
Yeah. You're against that? I mean, I don't think you should be able to put a sticker on somebody's car.
I don't think you should either. I don't think it's a good thing either. But I still think arresting the person for it is kind of weird.
No, I don't think they should go to jail.
Just
but
go
maybe
magnet. It's so much easier.
You might have to make an example out of a couple of people so people stop doing that. But I've seen where people get towed or something and they put those stickers on your car. And then you can
I've
never
had
get
that.
them
Those
off.
are hard as hell to get off. You got
That's a nightmare.
My dad had some sort of ancient remedy or so, you got to wet a newspaper and stick it on. Yeah, it involved the newspaper. Obviously, it's pretty ancient, but my dad had some way of getting those stickers off. But they are annoying as hell. It doesn't say what they charged the guy with, but I'm assuming some sort of vandalism. Mm-hmm. They contacted the individual at his current place of employment. He was arrested and transported to Broward County Main Jail. How did they find this person, you ask?
How'd they find
this person?
Glad you asked. The male identified as Douglas Barnes of Fort Lauderdale, who was seen approaching the rear of the victim's vehicle, dropping something from his wallet, picking it up, and then clearly placing the sticker on the window. He had entered the building and been checked in for a job interview with the pharmacy department.
Asshole.
Ouch.
So
Not going to get the job.
probably
I
not
guess.
going to get that job, but that's how they were able to, find his current place of employment and obviously his name and all that, because he was there trying to get a job and just decided to put some stickers on some cars in the meantime. This next story just seems fun. Because we all say that like a car chase seems exciting, right? Mm-hmm. Being in a car chase seems a little exciting, but it's pretty dangerous.
Yes.
This next one, still dangerous, but somehow seems more relaxing. A Russian national is in custody after a luxury yacht was stolen Monday from a marina in Martin County, Florida, prompting a boat chase that lasted more than an hour on the intracoastal waterway.
I haven't seen a lot of boat chases, but I like the idea of a boat chase.
Right? At about 4 p.m. Monday, the Martin County Sheriff's Office said the 68-foot, 3-story vessel was stolen from Blowing Rocks Marina near Tequesta. Martin County Sheriff John Budinciak said the dockmaster spotted the theft of the yacht and yacht and law enforcement was contacted.
How do you steal a yacht? Is that you could still hotwire a giant vessel like
I'm
that?
sure it might even be easier.
Yeah, they might just leave the keys on them. It's a big-ass thing.
Yeah, they probably think, nobody's going to steal my 68-foot yacht. Where are they going to go with it?
No.
The yacht traveled north on the intracoastal, traveling about a mile from the Hobe Sound Bridge. Hobe or Hobie?
Let's go Hobie.
Hobe Sound Bridge.
Hobe Sound.
Where it ran aground temporarily and later got to the bridge where it stopped. At that location, they believe the yacht was in a good position to do a takedown with other agencies. They said they did repeated announcements to get the boat's operators' attention, but there was no compliance. They had to take down the yacht that this guy spent an hour evading authorities in, which just seems a little bit fun.
Not to derail you, but very, very briefly here, I just wanted to throw this question by the both of you, so maybe you can solve this for me. But Courtney and I were talking the other day. You mentioned that it was a 3-story yacht.
Yeah.
When we were walking along and talking, I go, is there such a thing as a 3-story tall single-family home?
Yeah. Townhouse style.
No. A single-family home.
Yeah, I
a
bet in one.
single-family home. That's 3 stories tall?
I think technically.
Really? When I was walking around, I was like, does nobody want to go that high? Can you not go that high? And I'm like,
Does the
we're looking
basement
around
count?
the neighborhood. No. Single family home from the ground up, 3 full livable stories. And I said, I can't think of a time I've ever seen that in my life.
I've been in one in Windermere but technically the bottom is the basement, but it's not an underground basement.
Is it a single family detached home? Not like, some walk up
yes,
thing.
It's a single family home. It was the first home that I've ever been to that had an elevator in it, and currently one of only 2 or 3.
All right, sorry to derail. That was a weird thought.
No, it's a good question. I'm glad you brought it up. If there's any more questions, feel free to
I had another
jump
thing.
on in there. A man is charged. This one sounds just like our New York story. A man has been charged facing an aggravated assault charge after allegedly pointing a firearm at a car full of teens following a ding-dong ditch prank. This one also in Margate. The police department report says officers responded to a call after a victim reported being followed by a vehicle that had pointed a gun at them as they drove westbound down Who Cares Boulevard. Dispatchers from the sheriff's office advised the suspect vehicle had made a U-turn, was now headed in the opposite direction. They spotted the car, stopped the man, and he was identified as Elmer Ramirez.
Damn it.
Oh, so
close enough. 45 years old of Tamarack, who was just not too happy with the ding-dong ditchers, pointing guns at them and the like. A man with a cardboard license plate, which is usually pretty certain to get you pulled over, I would think.
You say cardboard as if he handmade it.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
This man, they pulled over a car on Smith Road and Highway 90 with a cardboard tag that read private. He just wrote private. I'm guessing in Sharpie.
Is this a sovereign citizen?
No. I mean, he could be a sovereign citizen. It would help his case if he were a sovereign citizen because he had no identification. They found a birth certificate inside the vehicle that identified the driver as Benjamin Adam Roach, 37 years old. They also found methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, and 2 pipe bombs in his possession.
So you put all those together, street value, could have gotten yourself an actual license plate.
Yeah. According to WCSO, one was a piece of PVC with 2 caps on each end. The other was a cylinder object wrapped heavily with black electrical tape. He admitted the objects had gunpowder inside them. He said initially that they didn't have a fuse, but one later was found to actually have a fuse. And so they notified the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. And they came to disarm the pipe bombs. Unclear why he said the pipe bombs were in the car or what he was planning to do with them. I think we know what he was planning to do with the methamphetamines. Let's see. Firefighters in Palm Coast, they put out a burning truck full of watermelons.
All right.
Which I didn't know.
Sounds delicious.
Did not know was all that flammable. But they said it looks like the brakes overheated or something. Oh, sorry. That was the plane. The fire started from a tire which may have been flat and overheated.
Tire fire.
Great teamwork helped keep the damage limited and everyone safe. The watermelons did not make it, unfortunately. Oh.
I bet a crisp watermelon ain't too bad to taste.
Grilled watermelon's very good.
There we go.
You
I never had that.
Yeah, you oil it up and put it on the grill, give it some nice grill marks, a little salt and pepper.
Also,
maybe
yeah.
some balsamic.
Salt on watermelon, delicious.
Yeah, that's
By the
a
way,
good time.
they're piling on me on chat, telling me to if I have questions like that in the future, just to Google it. Just if you,
Sean. Oh, ouch.
If you don't know the answer to that question, Sean, just Google it, which is what my advice was earlier.
That is unfortunate, and I'm sure if you Google it, the answer is very likely yes.
Mm-hmm.
A jury has convicted a Lehigh Acres woman who attempted to steal houses. Now, she tried to use a very, very outdated legal defense. That was what she told officers: finders, keepers, losers, weepers. That is a direct quote from this woman. She was guilty of trespassing and theft for attempting to illegally claim ownership of 2 homes, and I think she tried to sell them, which was part of the whole process there. She filed false deeds with the Lee County Clerk of Court, but the documents were rejected due to improper information, and she was convicted by a jury.
Bad girl.
A villager. What?
I'm sorry. I don't want to derail. I don't want to derail at all. But
Can
I just
you
realized
Google it?
Kevin McAllister's house in Home Alone had a 3rd story, and that's where he had to sleep with Fuller.
That was a townhouse.
No, that was a single family home in Chicago.
A gigantic single family home.
Everybody else was on the 2nd floor, and he was told to go up to the 3rd floor, which was technically the attic, but I don't want to fight that right now.
Oh, they also had a basement, so we're talking like 4 stories here.
That's not a real floor,
No
though.
wonder why they left his ass.
That doesn't count.
It's easy to lose something in a house that big.
I'm sorry. Back to it. I apologize.
All right. A villager, that is a person who lives in the villages, has crashed his Tesla in a roundabout, and he blamed his girlfriend Stacy, said that she was driving, but she ran off.
Stupid Stacy.
You know what, though? Worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
He
Who
described
did this? It wasn't me. It was Stacy.
He described her as a girl I met in Brownwood, and her name was Stacy. It appeared the man had been drinking. He had suffered lacerations on both his legs, and he has 0 girlfriends named Stacy. He just made the whole thing up.
Dumbass.
But it was worth a shot, much like the finders keepers lady. A man known to throw canned food around his neighborhood has been arrested after he threw canned food around his neighborhood. He's known to do this, and now that a can of corn has gone through a woman's window, he has been taken to jail.
That's
I don't know
a can of corn.
How do you get known for that? That's a
Hasn't
different.
broken any windows.
Sealand, you can get known for anything, it turns out. You just got to start doing it. That's it. There was a gentleman who was featured on our show for pleasuring himself with
Swiss cheese. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this one happened on Sabrina's birthday. He was celebrating a little too hard, and a Port Charlotte woman called police to report the vandalism when she heard the sound of glass breaking. Corn through the window, send him to jail. Why add insult to injury when you could just add urine? A Broward County judge has ordered a woman being held without bond Tuesday after deputies accused her of robbing and stabbing a fellow homeless man and then urinating on him.
Wow.
Jamie Danielle.
Did you have to urinate on him?
She didn't have to. I mean, she had to go, I guess. But during the crime, it says she did that. And it says the arrest report states the robbery happened Monday afternoon in a wooded area. The victim told deputies he was at his tent, which is right next to hers. The side of his tent collapsed. He felt a few strikes to his head. She attacked him with a multi-bladed purple tool and 12-inch piece of pipe. They got a lot of random stuff in these little homeless camps. And she...
What'd you call them?
Caps.
What?
Caps,
Yeah.
I think. Caps. No M.
Did I...
I thought you were going to call them homeless C words. That's what I thought you were. Yeah.
As he exited the tent, she attacked him with the multi-bladed purple tool. She attempted to
I have
slash
one
him
of those in my drawer.
with the blades present in an overhead motion, which caused a few marks on his upper left back and slight laceration to his right hand. And then, after the victim grabbed the weapons, deputies said McGurl grabbed his leg near the waistline and urinated on his leg before fleeing the scene with her boyfriend.
Like a little puppy.
She remains in BSO's North Broward Bureau jail facility on charges of armed robbery and aggravated battery causing bodily harm.
Bobbly boobly doobly.
You know, if you hadn't asked me so many questions
Seriously,
about houses
way to
that could easily be
derail
Googled.
C-Lane, Sean.
Yeah.
Let's do it to him moving forward, C-Lane. He would lose his mind if we did that.
Houses?
You didn't finish the segment.
That's it for this week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. All right, hold on. Question for you.
We have to go to break.
4-story house. Is there such a thing as a 4-story single-family home?
Sure.
Has anybody ever gone 4 stories high, or is that
Yes.
like the tallest single-family home, not including a basement, not including an attic, is how many stories tall?
5.
That's the question I'm throwing here. I've never seen one that was 3 stories or taller, I don't think.
That's because in Florida we stayed to 1 to 2 stories tops.
Is there somebody in New York with a 4-story single-family
Yes.
home? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think
Show me
most
one.
people that are that rich build outward, not upward. But
That's
in
what
New York, if you don't have the land, you got to go up.
I agree. And when you're building a sturdy house, C-Lane, the bottom floor is block, and then you go up to wood on the top floor. If you're doing wood on top of wood for the 3rd story, the further up you get, the weaker I think that has the tendency to be. I don't know about this stuff, but 4-story house? Is that a thing? Quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you have in mind. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record a dispatch right now.
And we'll find out about the elusive 5-story house.
5-story
Dare I say
houses?
7?
What's the tallest? All right, forget it. I'm asking. Enough's enough. What is the tallest single-family house in the United States of America?
It's going to take forever.
How many stories is it? Will you stop that, please? It doesn't help out anything. All right. I know it's a little slow because it's changing into all sorts of things, but that's not helping anything. There we go.
The tallest single-family house in the United States is the Villa Vista in Bel Air, Los Angeles. It is 7 stories high.
No.
If you have any more questions or need information, feel free to ask.
Villa Vista. By the way, that was fast. Villa Vista in Los Angeles, it said. What was the location? In Bel Air. I'm going to find that. We'll report back soon here. Hang out with us. We got that and a whole lot more coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll.
Hello, School Mike Squad. We are halfway through the show. We have a riveting dialogue going. Although I think Sabrina got mad about that. About 4-story houses. Because that's just ridiculous. Just preposterous. A single family home with 4 stories? Somebody says this one was at least 4 plus the top and the basement. A roof doesn't count. An attic doesn't count. I don't know what makes something like a livable floor, but I would say like it has to have at least 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. I think C-Lane is exactly right. I think we tend to do places that are 2 stories tall and then we build them out wide, real wide. Like my house is 2 stories tall, but it's insanely tall. It's a really tall house. So I think that that's what people do. If you put a third story on top of my house, it would be freaking ridiculous. There's a 12-story one in Arizona? What are we talking about? Like a bunker for the end of the world here? Thank you, 1200, for the link, but I can't click those. Chat is up either on screens or on iPads. I can't click it. So if you want to send me any links, send them to tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. HGTV Talk with TNJ. You bet your ass. I was just thinking about that, just wandering around the neighborhood. I said, well, that's a weird thing to consider, ain't it? I find it to be. But who am I, after all? All right, chat. I have a question for you, okay? Let's all simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. The next story is a very interesting one, and I want to prime you for it. The next story is about a guy who died as the result of a road rage incident. All right? He died as a result of a road rage incident. And his AI was able to make a speech in court. I don't know if this has ever been done before, but they brought out an AI of the dead guy to make a speech in court and even like speak to the guy who is accused in this case. And I find that really weird. What do you think about the dead victim appearing via AI in court? Because anything that they say is input by another person, right? The person's dead. They can't be there. So having them show up in court and say something is really weird. And the craziest thing is, I believe they had, and I'm going to play this for you when we come back. I believe they had the AI of the dead victim forgive the person who killed him. You don't know that dude forgives this person. He's dead. You're forgiving the killer for your relative, for your loved one, via AI, as if it's in his own words. That's really weird, and I don't think that should be allowed in a court. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't think that should be allowed in a court at all. Unless it was pre-recorded, totally fine. If it was pre-recorded and somebody said, hey, just in case I die, here's what I want played at my court hearing. Whatever. That's the victim alive making a statement. But the rest is all AI and whoever puts in the prompts. What if the defendant said, we have somebody who we want to say something in the trial? It's an AI version of the victim. And he's going to say, actually, it was my fault. Don't prosecute this guy. I don't think he did anything wrong. It was an impact statement after the trial. Yeah, I know. But the impact statements are meant to have an impact on whatever the sentencing could be from the judge. And that's why I think it's really weird. If you want to say, hey, you killed my brother, now prepare to die. If you want to say you killed my brother and I would like to testify at your trial and say, I think you should get leniency or not leniency, that's fine. Mom, dad, whatever, that's fine. But the AI version of the victim, that's just made up. That's just fake. How can we do that? Make an AI version of the judge? Yeah, obviously you wouldn't be able to do that. Why should you be able to do this? It's fake. It's all just made up. The person can't forgive them because they're dead. Hello?
Over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles.
Hello?
Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Listen commercial-free. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Beatles Now and Then, and make it your next preset.
iHeartRadio. Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening.
Boy, is it good to be with you. Thanks for hanging out with the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show and even join us with a dispatch. That's what we call your recorded messages on thenewsjunkie.com. This is a wild ride, and I'm going to say flat out, I'm 100% against this. I'm 100% against this. I think this is weird on so many fronts, that the family did what happened here, that the judge allowed what happened here. All of these things, all of these things happen. This guy right here is dead. All right? This guy is dead. But he's about to speak at his own, the trial for the person who killed him in a road rage incident. Fatality. Right? That alone is weird to me. This is a guy named Chris Pelkey. He was killed in a road rage incident, and his sister used AI to recreate his voice, his likeness, all of that stuff.
That's weird.
And tried to convince the judge with a fake version of her dead brother, an AI version of her dead brother, to go soft on the person who was accused of killing him.
And that was admissible?
She wanted to go soft on the killer?
She wanted to go soft on him. And not only that, I believe you'll hear through this fake thing that they played in court, this AI of the victim, she had the AI version of her brother forgive the guy for killing him.
That's bizarre.
And this is all.
This is AI is involved in court.
It shouldn't be at all. This is, Sabrina, you've heard of like the impact statements thing that
Sure.
can be controversial sometimes. I think it's important. People should be able to speak on behalf of what they think should happen with the victim, if it's their friend or the defendant, if they're found guilty of something.
Yeah, but don't make me forgive my killer.
No, right? Like, you didn't do that. None of this is real. And I said, well, what would prevent the defendant then from going, hey, we also have an AI of the victim, and the AI is going to tell us that he was responsible for this and that I didn't do it to begin with, so I shouldn't be sentenced at all. That's super weird. Here he is. This is the man who's actually not alive, not with us anymore. He's dead, but he's speaking in the courtroom for the trial for the person who killed him.
Hello. Just to be clear for everyone seeing this, I am a version of Chris Pelkey recreated through AI that uses my picture and my voice profile.
I hate it.
I was able to be digitally regenerated to share with you today. But here is insight into who I actually was in real life. Take a look.
Isn't this really weird?
So this is
bizarre?
Real footage, though.
This might be, hang on, this might be real footage the AI is introducing us into.
Hi, I'm Chris Pelkey. I served with the United States Army in the infantry. I'm from upstate New York. And what else?
Where'd you deploy?
Where'd I deploy? I went to Baghdad in 2006, 2008.
By the way, all this is fine. This is real. This is him. This is the guy. He's saying what he wanted to say to some video recording. It probably has nothing to do with, the sentence or anything here, but it's really him. So I think that's okay if you want to put that on display during a courtroom. But if C-Lane died, some road rager killed C-Lane, and then at the court hearing, when they're doing sentencing for the person who killed C-Lane, if I go, Your Honor, I've got an AI version of C-Lane that wants to apologize and wants to say it was really his fault.
Apologize? Guys, don't do me dirty. Don't do me dirty in the afterlife. I will haunt your ass.
But like this is not reality.
AI?
You're putting something in somebody's mouth, literally. And hold on, they go back to him here.
I'll put something in your mouth.
So, as you can see from my video, I recorded in 2021. This here is a true representation of who I was, not how the courtroom portrayed me.
It looks like his face is poked through one of those holes that you like at the fair.
Yeah, and you just put your mouth
there's
in it.
only so much of his face moving, and it's not enough, and it's really, really eerie.
Like Conan O'Brien used to do this kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Was it Conan or Leno?
Or maybe, where they put the mouth through. They just move the mouth. It's uncomfortable. It should never be in a court of law.
I would like to make my own impact statement.
Okay, go ahead.
So, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot. I can't tell you how humbled I am for those that spoke up for me, everyone who flew in, took off work, those who are watching this remotely, and for everyone who has supported my family and loved ones through 3.5.
Isn't it so weird? All of this is fake. He did not say this. You're putting all of this in his mouth. And above all things, it's being done at the punishment level for the person who killed this guy. That is not right to me, and it doesn't belong in a court as far as I'm concerned, but I guess a judge can allow it. And now I guess they make the AI, because that's what you're doing here. You're making the AI version. They make him forgive the defendant, I believe. I want to hear that.
2.5 years and 2 trials. I wish I could be with you all today. To Your Honor, Judge Lang, thank you for making yourself available to see this case to the end, especially when the rescheduled trial conflicted with your daughter's spring break. Thank you for listening to everyone today. Thank you for reading the flood of impact statements that came in before today.
All right, just so you know, here's what actually happened here. His sister, I guess, is Stacey Wales, and she spent 2 years working on this victim impact statement, one that she planned to give in court after her brother was shot to death. But even after all that time, she felt the statement wouldn't be enough to capture her brother's humanity, so she wanted to use AI to let him appear at his own victim statement in court. She and her husband created an AI-generated version of Pelkey to play during his killer's sentencing hearing earlier this month. And it was read in his voice through AI. That's what you're hearing right now. The only thing that kept entering my head was that I kept hearing Chris and what he would say. I had to very carefully detach myself in order to write this on behalf of Chris. You can't do that. You can't do that. I had to detach myself and write it on behalf of Chris. Even if Chris was your brother,
honestly,
you can't do that.
You would be better off giving all the Chris material you have and having the third party, in quotes, of AI write on his behalf. But you're not detaching yourself and then speaking for him, which
that would
seems
be
to
more.
They just
that
gave
would be
the
more him
script
than
to
this.
him.
Yeah, that would be more him than this. This is just completely. Yeah, you just put a script in there. You said, "Here's what I want him to say," and I want him to be forgiving. I want him to forgive this person.
That so many people wrote on my behalf. Every single one of them is meaningful and gives a glimpse into my life with each of them. To Gabriel Horcasitas, the man who shot me. It is a shame we encountered each other that day in those circumstances. In another life, we probably could have been friends.
What?
I believe in forgiveness and in God who forgives. I always have, and I still do. To my family and everyone that I've met along the way, it was a lot of fun. You know, I always had a lot of fun.
There's no
Love each other
inflection in his
because you
voice.
never know how long you have. But make the most of each day and live your life. It is okay to stumble.
Yeah, that's not even really good AI.
It's so awkward when it stops. And this was being played in the courtroom. Like the judge is watching, everybody's watching, the defendant's watching, everybody's sitting there staring at this as it happens. And let me just finish it up. There's only like 30 seconds left.
God has you. Remember, getting old is a gift that not everybody has. So embrace it and stop worrying about those wrinkles. I once played with one of those filters on your phone where you can make yourself look old. I shared it with a cousin of ours years ago. This is the best I can ever give you to what I would have looked like if I got the chance to grow old.
They had the AI version of him introduce a filter version of him where he is older at the trial for somebody who killed this person.
Is his sister okay?
No. This is a very strange coping mechanism. But I cannot believe it was submissible in court.
Yeah, I can't believe they allowed this as an impact statement. I can't believe that they allowed this to be played in the court. Maybe this is just the future. This is what we do now.
Scary, huh? No, really. Thank you to everyone for being here. It means more than you know.
All right, there he goes.
Well, I'm going to go fishing now.
You can't
Love
go fishing.
You all. See you on the other side.
And they show a video of him fishing and pulling in a bass at the end and getting the bass. This, Dan says, come on, this can't be real. This is absolutely, positively real and absolutely was featured during the sentencing phase of this guy's killer. And to me, I don't know what this does to change anything. It's not an impact statement from a human being, from a person who's actually alive. A lot of people don't like this. AJ Soup on Twitch says, I do not like this at all. No way in hell. No way now, people are saying. This is the dumbest thing a court could ever allow. So effing stupid. I agree. I think it's very weird. I think maybe the court, maybe the judge was trying to be empathetic and emotional and saying, this is something that his sister really wants to do. But I don't know how I feel about information like that being presented in a court. And I'd love to know what you think, so let us know. Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, jury duty. Our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm will be here in just a moment. In fact, we'll see what he thinks about this impact statement, AI being introduced in court, and the other stories we have to tackle together. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
Fish, that's awesome. Thank you for what you do.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
Buccaneers first-round pick Emeka Egbuka was one of 5 draftees who signed their rookie contracts today before taking the field for minicamp. Rays, they'll ride a 3-game skid into tonight's series opener against Milwaukee. Right-hander Zach Littell will toe the rubber there for Tampa Bay. And former boxing champion Manny Pacquiao is reportedly unretiring, and he'll fight for the WBC welterweight title this summer, his first bout in 4 years. I'm Scott Davidson.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Folks, are you dealing with any pain? Any pain in your ankles, your knees, your hips? Doesn't even matter how old you are. Sometimes it just sets in your back and all these other places, and you want to do something about it. But surgery might not be for you. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain. With over 50,000 satisfied patients, people with knee and back pain now living pain-free, shoulder and hip pain gone, and the consultation is absolutely free, so you're not risking anything going into this. This is amazing. It's regenerative cell therapy. That means they can restore the tissue in your achy joints and maybe make you feel a hell of a lot better. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties. I don't know what that means, but it's a powerful and potent way to make you feel better, to give your joints new life and repair old tissue. The best part is this, and anybody can understand this. There are no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. And again, that consultation is free. So here we go. Call QC Kinetics and learn more about how they can help you live your best life. It's a free consultation. 689-244-7980. 689-244-7980.
Permanent injuries may not appear immediately after an accident. That's why the insurance company wants to settle with you quickly. They want you to sign away your claim before you even know the full extent of your injuries. Don't accept pennies on the dollar. Never sign anything until you speak with me. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com. or call 1-800-CALL-MO.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Hey everybody, want to impress mom on Mother's Day? Enjoy a menu of mom-approved dishes prepared by Chef Tony Nova for Rosen Center's Mother's Day Buffet. At Rosen Center on Sunday, May 11th, Chef Tony has created a Mother's Day buffet for everybody. 60-plus delectable dishes and champagne and mimosas for our guests 21 and up. Jonah crab claws and sous vide short ribs is just where it begins. If you really want to impress mom, join Chef Tony Nova at Rosen Center on Sunday, May 11th for their Mother's Day Buffet. Grab your reservations today at rosencenter.com/Mother's Day.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio. Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit. Call now. 407-337-5569.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
Hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Good to have you on board. Make sure you follow everybody on the show, myself, Sabrina, and C-Lane, as well as everybody who takes part in the News Junkie radio show at thenewsjunkie.com/share. Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm joins us here. Hey, Mo.
Good day.
There he is. Looking good today, Mo. I like your shirt.
Mo.
You know.
And we got a ton of stuff to go over. I don't know. Did you hear the segment we were just doing or no? Because
I don't listen to this nonsense.
I can bring you up to speed if you need to be up to speed. But I want to get into this, so let's just jump into things. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty, brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. After an accident, there's all sorts of attorneys out there, but trust me when I say that move is a very important one for you to make. So choose wisely. And go with the DeWitt Law Firm. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, 1-800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Mo, we were talking about this family, and they were able to use an AI of a murder victim for an impact statement at this court case. Is this just the future of law, or I mean, I find it so weird.
It is weird. Now, what's important about this is it was during the victim impact portion of the case. So he'd already been found guilty of these charges because we do have an evidence code, at least in Florida we do, most states do, and on the federal level they do as well, which says what evidence is and is not permitted to be told to the jury.
So trial was over. This is not affecting any
right,
any
exactly. Yeah, the trial's over. He's been convicted. This is just the sentencing portion. The judge is, hearing from the victims, hearing from the family members, things like that.
He's definitely hearing from the victim.
Yeah. Even though he's not, because the AI version of you at the case is not you.
And so, I mean, really, this is in some ways no different than, a family member reading a letter saying, if my brother was here today, I think he would have said this. I think he would be doing this.
Would they allow that too?
Yeah, typically that's allowed. I mean, on sentencing, on the victim impact statement, you can basically say whatever you want to say. So this is just sort of a twisted version of that, where now you're having the words come directly from the person, even though it's not really the person, it's not really their words.
And it's not meant to sway any jury. They've already done their job. It's solely meant to sway the judge.
The judge, exactly. And so
I think this would probably throw off the judge a little bit.
I think it did. I think it made an impact on the judge. The judge even said so much that it made an impact on them. Typically,
Moses does not like this.
Moses
does not like that. I
think it's weird.
I don't like it either, Moses.
Hold on. What if this could be very different? Okay, this could be very different. What if they would have brought this AI of the victim who died because of a road rage attack? What if they would have brought the AI of this victim to the court, and the victim said, under no circumstances should you be lenient with this person. I want him to get the full extent of the law. The man who killed me should be sentenced to every possible extent that you can. And they were asking for more instead of kind of less in this case. And then the judge listened and did a harsher sentence for the defendant. People would go nuts if that happened, if it was you if you were the defendant here.
Well, and really it's the same thing as if a family member were saying that. It's just now we're putting the words into somebody else's mouth to try to kind of put this curtain on it and make it appear more powerful. And I think it is more powerful in some ways coming from this AI, whatever you want to call them.
Is it crazy. A good idea, I guess, from an attorney's perspective?
Good idea, bad
idea. Should I just make an impact statement and just have it saved of if you're watching this, I've been murdered or killed wrongfully, and instead of someone using AI me, this is
just ready to go.
Well, if you're the judge, Sabrina, which one would you find more powerful?
At that point, I don't know, because I'm coming from a perspective. I'm doing a real video of me after the show today. I'm like, I don't know how I was killed, but if it was really malicious and rude and terrible,
then throw the book at him, right?
Then I would assume that these are my words, but I'm already dead. I don't really know how it all went down.
It's opening Pandora's box to me.
It's a little weird. I'm sure we're going to have some updated rules and procedures as to how this stuff is allowed to be used. I can tell you I don't think it will ever be permitted in the actual trial setting.
What if, because we kind of hinted at this, what if the person who is the defendant who killed this guy, according to the jury, what if that person said, oh, we too have a witness statement?
Right.
And he's like, hey, I didn't, the defendant didn't even do it. It was me. Like, all of those things.
It was me, Mario.
There has to be some line where the judge would go, all right, you can't actually.
Right, or flip it. I mean, how angry would the family be if the defendant here used AI and had the victim say, oh, I want forgiveness for this person.
Yeah, right?
I mean, went the other way with it. Now you're using the victim and flipping their words. And again, these aren't this person's words. We have no evidence showing that these words came from this person.
Weird.
But
So
the judge is supposed to understand that.
Man, all of it is so strange. What a weird time to be alive for all this stuff. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got some more with Moses that we need to go over. We got some clips to play for you. We got a lot more on deck as we roll into the weekend. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Friday. Hoping your Orlando ride is a safe one right now. All lanes closed southbound of OBT. That's just after Rose Avenue approaching All-American Boulevard at Clarkona, Ocoee. Northbound, no issues. Right now, thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear. East and west of I-4 as well, other than your usual delay approaching 535. And also no issues on the 408 or the 429 toll. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on blinds at my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed to fit. Shop at Blindster.com today.
Folks, Mills Air is going to help you out. If your AC crashes, you need somebody who's going to be honest with you. That is Mills Air. They can also get you set up with one of those Carrier units that could save you big time on your electric bill. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer at Mills Air, and they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Here's the phone number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
Real Radio is kicking off the summer of laughs with the Monsters Night of Comedy. Join us Thursday, May 22nd for this epic night of laughs at the Funny Bone in Orlando. Hosted by Russ Rollins with the Angel Boom DJing the event and headlined by Ryan Holmes. With special appearances by Ken Miller, Savannah Angelique, the Dancing Queen, and Daisy Del Toro. Get ready for an epic Monsters Night of Comedy Thursday, May 22nd. Special thanks to Mills Air. VIP and general admission tickets are on sale now at realradio.fm/comedy.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here, wishing all the amazing moms a happy Mother's Day from Greenway Kia. Whether you're shopping for a stylish sedan or spacious SUV, we've got your perfect Kia in stock and tariff-free. Drive home a new 2025 Kia Sportage for just $299 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 6/15/25.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard,
but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we got you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
You're invited to Macy's Orlando Millennia this Saturday, May 10th for a full day of activities as we get ready to celebrate Mom. Enjoy free beauty consultations to learn the latest trends. Get help from Macy's gifting experts to find the perfect presents and personalize gifts like her favorite fragrance. Plus, save 20 to 40% during the final days of Macy's Mother's Day sale. It's all happening this Saturday at Macy's Orlando Millennia. Find a location at Macys.com/events. Exclusions apply.
Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates Military Appreciation Month in May. Whether you're active duty, a veteran, or a military family, we are all united this month to celebrate those who go above and beyond. As a credit union created for the military community, Navy Federal takes special care to ensure that our members feel celebrated and honored every day and every May. So from all of us at Navy Federal, happy Military Appreciation Month. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, MONEY, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time.
With us. Hey, if you miss anything today, and I mean miss anything, you can always subscribe to the podcast. Get the podcast for free on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Links at thenewsjunkie.com. Back to our friend Moses DeWitt, who is joining us here in the studio.
Nice guy.
Hey, question for Mo here. Sealand, I'm surprised that you weren't butting in trying to ask this as fast as possible.
All right.
Mo just got back from Casa Bonita.
Oh, yeah! Did you see the cliff divers?
Oh, yeah.
Mo went to, is it near Denver?
Yeah, it's right outside of Denver.
Right outside of Denver, where the South Park guys purchased the Casa Bonita restaurant. And
hey, guys.
I guess they
Bonita.
they redid the place, and it was known for being like a quirky little weird restaurant.
It's
right?
not little,
It's
but
big?
it is weird for sure.
When you go there,
Like too weird?
Is it in like suburbia or?
So it's actually in a shopping center.
Yeah, it's in a strip mall, right?
Yeah, it's in a strip mall, but I could be wrong, but it seems like the strip mall was maybe built around it because it's a giant building.
It's big?
Yeah.
Okay. And you get in there, Casa Bonita. Do you see, is there any South Park stuff up or do
They put some South Park stuff in there. So apparently they bought it during COVID. It shut down during COVID. They bought it for $3 million. All
right.
Not realizing how bad a shape it was in. They had to put $40 million into it.
$40 million?
Yeah.
This
So
might have been.
It's insane. It's huge. Like every time you turn a corner, there's something else. There's the cliff divers. There's magic shows. There's a sorcerer show. There's a puppet show.
Black
there's
Bart's Cave.
Black Bart's Cave. There's an arcade. There's like a shooting range in the arcade.
What do you even compare it to? Like, medieval times doesn't seem like a good comparison.
Like a Chuck E. Cheese on steroids?
Basically, it's like an adult and kid Chuck E. Cheese on steroids, but that's not even really a good comparison. I was going to say the same thing.
So you took little Carter with you, or
no? I have to go back to bring him.
Oh,
he's scouting it out for
you took Buzz Decker?
I did take Buzz Decker. Yep, it was an R&D trip.
Grown adults going to Casa Bonita. But the thing I always heard, and I don't know if they improved on this, but people said Casa Bonita is awesome. They have the cliff divers. They have like all these waterfalls and stuff inside. It's a whole like experience, but the food is terrible.
So it's gotten a lot better. They actually have the puppet show makes fun of how bad the food used to be.
Really?
But it's now like very average, maybe slightly above average Mexican food.
Man, I would like to go there. Was it busy?
Well, it's huge. So, I mean, there was a lot of people in there, but it didn't feel real busy.
Right. Because there's just so many
It's
rooms.
just, and everywhere you like turn is
endless.
something new.
I wonder if they've made their money back out of that.
I highly doubt it.
That might be a real expensive investment for them. All right. A couple of stories we wanted to ask you about, Mo. See, I don't know if there was anything on the list because I've got some stuff in front of me, but
the only thing I have written down is we talked about a woman either late last week or sometime this week. There was a woman who was missing for 60 years.
Yep.
They had no sign of her. She vanished. They said she got on a bus somewhere, and then nobody ever heard from her. And they found her 60 years later, alive and well. And she was like, "Yeah, I disappeared on purpose." She just wanted to get out of.
She did pretty good for
her
60
situation.
years.
Yeah, if it's a game of hide or seek, she was gone for a long time, and they located her by opening up these cold files. And when they found her, she was like, "Nope, don't want to be found."
Just didn't want to be found. She had kids. Like, is it legal to just disappear like that?
I mean, technically, it's legal to disappear. Where people get in trouble is they make false police reports, fake identification.
The guy with
things like that.
They faked his death with the kayak. We talked
I remember
about.
that.
Yeah, but he tried to get some insurance money or something.
Yeah, there was an insurance scam.
I know C-Lane's not asking this question for himself, but the layer that C-Lane was adding to this was, can you just abandon your kids? That's not illegal in any way?
Well, first of all, it depends if they're adults or not. And if there's another parent there, obviously, if you're being neglectful, child neglect is a crime. So it's going to depend on the circumstances. But assuming that somebody else has custody of them and that they're well taken care of, then yeah, you can.
There's no
walk away.
financial obligations you have.
Well, there could be there if they pursued the child support avenue. If the other parent pursued it, and then
sounds like a fun road.
Yeah,
right. One thing I want to ask you about, Moses. I think this is important, and it's an incredibly frustrating thing to watch over and over and over again. And I'll give you a story to lead up to it here. So there's a story about Eminem and a guy who has been stalking Eminem. His name's Matthew David Hughes. He was arrested last year, and he's been reconvicted after the third time he was arrested for a home invasion on Eminem's house in 6 years, right? So this guy just completely continues to do this
Sounds
over
like
and over and over again.
Zero jail time.
They kept like turning him around and releasing him. And this was a plea deal where, well, he had a plea deal where he avoided prison and was sentenced to 5 years probation in 2021. He violated the terms of that probation and it was released in 2024. And then he went and did it all over again. In August of 2024, he was seen at Eminem's home in Clinton Township, a suburb of Detroit. And so he's been jailed since his arrest. But one really frustrating thing that happens in these cases whether they be celebrity stalking or just run-of-the-mill, you have an abusive partner or whatever. The whole process to get like an order of protection against somebody, it seems to be kind of broken in this country. And how does this work? What if somebody is stalking you, bothering you, you think that they're going to harm you? What can you do?
Well, I mean, you can go file, an injunction. So it's basically a restraining order. It's called an injunction. And there's different reasons to get an injunction. So here it would be an injunction for stalking, which at least in Florida is the hardest one to get because you have to show that someone is repeatedly stalking you for no legitimate purpose. And sometimes that can be tough because, like, I've had cases before where a person was being stalked and the stalker said, well, I was trying to deliver the Christmas card to her.
Right.
Well, after a while, when she says, don't come around here anymore, and that's no longer a legitimate purpose. In that case, the judge did not grant the injunction, but said, now you're on notice. If you go around her again, next time I will grant it.
So if the person claims, like, if they're not doing anything physical, but they're constantly like following a person around or whatever, that to me just seems like something where, why wouldn't the court just say, you know what, this seems like a problem, let's give an injunction, no contact order for this person. But they seem hesitant to do that.
Well, because on the flip side, they don't want people to abuse it, right? So they don't want people to use that as leverage in custody cases. Okay. Or, if you have a married couple who, or even not married couple who live in the same home, one person could be removed from the home, the other person could take possession of the home using an injunction. So there is the potential for abuse, which is why you have to weigh both sides of it. But obviously in a case like this, where it's happening multiple times, and this has turned into criminal stalking at this point, he's facing criminal charges. It may have started, I don't know the history of the case, but it could have started where they got a civil injunction, a civil restraining order against him, and then he violated it.
Right.
But
it sounds like that happened.
Here, maybe he just wanted an autograph. He wanted it written on a starter cap.
Very persistent.
Dear Slim.
I wrote you, but you still ain't calling.
Left my name, my number.
All right, Mo, we have to have a conversation. I said this earlier, and I can't believe that this is where we're at, but apparently people need to talk about what constitutes your right of self-defense. And what brought this up, the latest thing, was not the kid who stabbed the other kid in the heart at the track meet and killed him. It was not any of these other cases. It was out of Chester, New York, where this town official had somebody show up at his house. And you can see over here, this guy, the person was a DoorDasher who was lost. Their battery ran out on their phone, so they had a dead phone. And this guy is the homeowner. And he said, get out of here, get off my property. And then the person was leaving down the driveway to get out of there. And here's what the guy did, Mo. He gets outside. He's got multiple guns. He's on his property. He fires one off into the ground. Go. He's pointing at the car, which is like maybe 30, 40 yards away. The guy's freaking out, trying to get out of there in his vehicle. He's trying to back up out of the driveway. Remember, he was just asking for directions. Now, here we go. He hits his horn, fires right at him. And then one more time, the vehicle, the guy is like maybe even shot now because he did get shot by this guy.
Driving away.
Fires again at him.
Yeah.
Now, there's this idea that like, well, this person knocked on my door. I'm defending my property and myself. I know this might vary from state to state, but it seems like no one has any idea when they're allowed to use lethal force against somebody. What is the actual law on this?
I mean, we've discussed this 1,000 times. And in this case, this is no different, in my opinion, as shooting someone in the back as they're running away from you. I mean, he's retreating. There's no viable threat here at this point in time.
I made the argument that if one of those gunshots was a little closer to the engine revving, you might have a case. Maybe. But the engine revving, like Sean pointed out earlier, was likely just due to the fact that the guy was panicking because there was a gun pointed at him and trying to get out of there. But there was significant time between the engine rev and then the next shot that he fired at the guy, and it was just because he honked at him.
There's also evidence of him in the doorbell footage, and that's, after the fact, but it has been known that he was like, is this your order, DoorDash guy? And he's like, get off my property right now. And the guy immediately went to his car and attempted to get off his property, where the man came out afterwards and shot
Right. Yeah. Like, you can't say that the guy was trying to break into his house. You can't say that, I felt like he was threatening me.
Right. Even if he rang the doorbell or knocked on the door, he's not trying to break in the home. There's no evidence of that. He's not trying to enter the home illegally. He's standing on your doorstep just like any salesperson could do or anybody else.
Does the no trespassing sign carry any weight that he has?
Not when it comes to the guns, no.
Man, if that's your client, what do you tell him to do? What do you tell this guy to do? Take a deal?
Yeah, you're probably going to have to take a deal. I mean, it's on your own camera system caught you basically committing a crime. He's lucky he didn't kill the guy.
Yeah, how did this video get out? Did they release this to the media or something? Because it's his Ring doorbell that's done him in here. Like, tell me this idiot didn't put this online and go, that's what you get for going to my house.
Yeah, Uber Eats only, baby.
What an idiot. Oh, all right. Speaking of clients you don't want, Moses, this week,
Luigi Mangione.
The Diddy trial has officially started.
That one too.
The Diddy trial has started. And the lead defendants or the defenders, I guess, on the defense team is a guy who has a podcast with Harvey Levin from TMZ, and he keeps.
Is it
Mark Garagos?
Yeah.
Mark Garagos is one of the.
He's on the defense team now.
Yeah, I believe so.
I didn't know that.
I think so. I want to make sure that's right. But one of the problems was he was going on this podcast and he called the prosecution team a 6-pack of white blondes going against.
I thought it was just
Diddy.
white women.
White women, a 6-pack of white women going against Diddy. And they're starting to inject like race into this case as if that's going to be some sort of defensive motion there that works for them. A trial like this, where so much of it has been public, where people do not like Diddy now because of the coverage that they've seen, how can you possibly handle this and do the best by your client and still win?
Well, I mean, you just have to deal with the evidence that they have and try to poke as many holes in the evidence as possible and mitigate whatever the damages are. Now, this is obviously a federal case, so there's no cameras in the courtroom, so we don't actually know exactly what the witnesses are saying or anything like that, but you just have to go one by one and try to either discredit them, try to say it's not true, try to provide some sort of defense as to why this was occurring. Maybe you're blaming it on somebody else. I mean, there's 1,000 different defenses you could put up. It just depends what they're throwing out there.
Is going after the prosecution team saying things like, it's a bunch of white blondes or whatever?
So just to correct you, actually, it's Mark Garagos' daughter who's on the defense team.
I'm sorry.
So,
his daughter is on the team.
So, I mean, and she's part of a different law firm than his law firm. So, he's kind of just making some commentary. It's sort of a low shot, honestly. I mean, what difference does it make if it's a bunch of blonde males, blonde females, or anybody else? They're
but if he's not on the legal team and it's just his daughter, that seems like more of a disconnect. Because I thought the judge had brought that up and made mention of it being unprofessional or something, or unprofessional.
Maybe, but again, as far as I know, he has nothing to really do with the case unless something's changed recently.
Yeah.
So, as a commentator, he can kind of say whatever he wants.
Right. That's going to be a very public not as public on account of the federal charges, I guess, but
there'll still be coverage, but it's going to be like the Martha Stewart kind of coverage where people have to watch and come out and report at the end of the day, basically.
They said they expected it to be wrapped up in 6 weeks. Does that seem pretty short to you?
I think that's ambitious. They also wanted, I think, jury selection to be done by Wednesday. The judge realized that was a little too ambitious as well. So I would venture to guess we're probably looking at 8 to 12 weeks on something like this, probably closer to the 8-week side, because they're going to keep it moving pretty quickly. And federal court does not mess around. They move pretty quickly.
Final question on this. What would you guess that a defense like this would cost somebody like Diddy?
Oh, it's in the millions, easily. I mean, just, he has, 6 lawyers for just the trial period alone. 8 hours a day just sitting in the courtroom for 2 months, let's say. So that bill alone's got to be several millions of dollars, probably into the tens of millions, frankly.
Jesus. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got to hear about somebody who was in a very, very intense situation, and they say healthcare has let them down in the United States of America. If that sounds familiar, it might. We'll see what happened here. Plus, you and your dispatch is on the way. Send yours now at thenewsjunkie.com. Back with that and more. It's coming up next on The News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Happy Friday. Hoping your Orlando ride is a safe one right now. All lanes closed southbound of OBT. That's just after Rose Avenue approaching All-American Boulevard at Clarkona, Ocoee. Northbound, no issues. Right now, thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear. East and west of I-4 as well, other than your usual delay approaching 535. And also no issues on the 408 or the 429 toll. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
One of my favorite things about that mortgage guy, Don, is the fact that he is part of the Real Radio family. And that means he's taking care of everyone who's part of the Real Radio family. That's all of you listening right now. You can tune into the Home Loans Radio Show every Saturday morning where he's answering your questions live on the air, pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business, explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He's a stand-up guy, and when it comes to making big life decisions like refinancing or buying your first dream home, you got to work with someone who has your best interest in mind. That mortgage guy, Don, is here for you. So get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, we got you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit us online to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door, garage doors done right.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard. Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Mom packed your lunches, carpooled like a champ, and never once left you at soccer practice. Pay her back with her favorite cocktails on demand. The Bartisian cocktail maker crafts premium cocktails with the touch of a button. No mixing, no measuring, just bar quality bliss in under 30 seconds. From a passion fruit margarita to an espresso martini and everything in between, she can have whatever she's in the mood for. Forget the guesswork. Bartisian uses real ingredients, no mystery syrups or artificial flavoring, just fresh juices, extracts, and premium bitters. She can even customize the strength level, from a mocktail to a strong cocktail. And the best part, zero cleanup. This year, skip the flowers, skip the robe. Give her something she actually wants, a cocktail her way, whenever she wants it. That's the one. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartisian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Mom packed your lunches, carpooled like a champ, and never once left you at soccer practice. Pay her back with her favorite cocktails on demand. The Bartisian cocktail maker crafts premium cocktails with a touch of a button. No mixing, no measuring, just bar quality bliss in under 30 seconds. From a passion fruit margarita to an espresso martini and everything in between, she can have whatever she's in the mood for. Forget the guesswork. Bartisian uses real ingredients, no mystery syrups or artificial flavoring, just fresh juices, extracts, and premium bitters. She can even customize the strength level, from a mocktail to a strong cocktail. And the best part, zero cleanup. This year, skip the flowers, skip the robe. Give her something she actually wants, a cocktail her way, whenever she wants it. That's the one. Get $50 off now through Mother's Day at Bartisian.com/mom. That's BARTESIAN.com/mom.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Future health weight loss.
Want to try Ozempic but can't stand needles? You need to try oral semaglutide. It has the same active ingredient as Ozempic, but without the painful injections. Get access to oral semaglutide right now at futurehealth.com. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Future Health makes it easy and affordable to gain access to weight loss meds like oral semaglutide, Ozempic, and Zepbound for only $3 a day, all from futurehealth.com. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Plus, the best part? You don't need insurance or have to go to a doctor's office. Just a quick, easy process all online. Get the best results at the best price with Future Health. Take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, get approved, and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future health weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
She's back. Khloe Kardashian returns to On Purpose with Jay Shetty, and she's getting real about healing and self-love. Plus, Caroline Leavitt shares what it's like being the youngest White House press secretary in history on Post Run High. And Rob Lowe spills some of the funniest stories you'll hear with Chelsea Handler on the Dear Chelsea podcast.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. MONEY, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio. On the bright side, we're not dead yet. You're listening to the news.
It's your turn to join us. What do we call it? It's a dispatch. Yeah, it's just whatever your thoughts are, whatever you want to hear us talk about. You got a question for us, any of us. It's all easy to do, and all you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com. Oh, nice. Just looking at ratings for our friends who listen to the show in West Palm Beach on Real Radio 92.1. And 17th place.
Look at us.
No, we're number one. We got number one in West Palm Beach. Look at that, man. Number one with a bullet.
West Palm, pom.
I know. You know, they said it couldn't be done, and there we are. And we've been on this station in West Palm Beach for a long time. And I think we probably started, well, I can get into this because the person who was in charge of it there was trying to put the show on a long time ago, but some management at iHeart wanted to get in the way of that. Now that management has moved to the side. And I think we've been on starting with like weekends for a good 8 years or so, I think,
it's
on
been
that station.
A long time.
Yeah. And now we've been on afternoons for a couple of years. And the show has been doing really, really well. And so, first of all, thank you to all of our friends down south in West Palm. We love you. We
thank
appreciate you. We wouldn't be able to do it without you, literally. I mean that. And
Pom, 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 pom.
you're the best. Number one in afternoons on Real Radio 92.1 WZZR. How about that, Mo? Look, you say nobody's listening. During the breaks, Mo's like, what are you guys doing this for? Nobody's listening to this.
I didn't say that. I love this show.
Mo's like,
Thank
nobody's.
you, Moses.
Why would anybody give you guys the time? All right, a couple of emails real quick. Let's work these through. This one is from Maynard, and he's talking about what is obviously the hottest topic of the day. The obvious hot topic of conversation, which was me asking the question, are there any 3-story houses? You don't see 3-story single-family homes very often. And then when people said, yeah, there are some, then I asked the hard-hitting question, Moses, are there any 4-story houses, single-family homes, not including basements and attics?
This is what journalism's all about.
This is the deep questions you have to ask.
Actually, Moses would be a good person to ask about this because you have a lot of friends who are attorneys who probably have some decent-sized houses.
Do they have 3-story homes?
Well, what are we? Are we kind of like a single-family detached home?
Yes, it has to be single-family detached. And I almost want to rule out the ones that people keep sending, which are like, it looks like a townhouse. It's tall and narrow. I'm talking about like a wide single-family home that has 3 stories. The only one I could think of is Home Alone. But I think technically that's the attic. I think that's the attic of the house that Kevin has to go into.
Oh, yeah, the basement, right?
And the basement doesn't count
but if you
either.
can make the attic a livable space, is it an attic anymore?
Well, that's a deep question you're asking, Sabrina, because then we would say, what constitutes a floor? Does it have to have a bedroom and a bathroom on it?
Bedroom, bathroom, AC unit.
No, that's rooms. Rooms have to have rooms have to have a closet.
Yeah, a room has to have a closet. But what constitutes a floor? It makes it not an attic anymore. That's the big question.
See, that's a good question because the house that I was thinking of that I thought I'm pretty sure kind of counts as 3 stories is a house that my friend used to live in when we were in high school. And it was his dad's place. And it, instead of like proper floors, it kind of spiraled up to the top in levels like a parking garage.
Really?
So there was like, you're on the main floor, and then there was the kitchen or the dining room floor, and then a little bit up was the kitchen, and then a little bit up was the TV. So it's like
This kid was rich, huh?
It was kind of a weird house, but I counted it as having multiple floors, and
I think you've showed me this house before.
Yeah, and it had rooftop access, which was baller.
Somebody says, Sun State John on YouTube says, if it's 4-story, it requires a fire sprinkler system.
Shut your mouth.
That might hold you back. This is how we get to number 1, baby. This is how we dominate in afternoons in West Palm Beach. Maynard says, there are several 4-story houses in New Smyrna and Daytona that are across A1A from the beach. So they have views of the beach over the houses that are on the beach. Oh, okay. Some of these houses even have decks on top of that 4-story. Here is Anonymous with an email. Hey, Junkie crew. Just wanted to say that you guys are awesome. I always enjoy the way show starts on Fridays, but today it hit me emotionally. It's been a hard week for me at work and mentally. Y'all really help me get through the hard days. Appreciate what you guys do every day and enjoy y'all's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, says Anonymous. Well, thank you for that. We'll hold these over here as we get to this story. And Mo, I wanted to get your take on this. See what you could do if you were in this position here.
9/11, inside job or out?
No, it's not that. No,
Okay.
it's we'll stay away from the hot topics while Moses is here. But we'll stay on this one for now. In Santa Monica, California, a man was preparing to fly across the country, Mo, for a life-saving double lung transplant when his insurance company denied him coverage. Darren Wells is battling stage 4 lung cancer. The husband and father of 3 is also now battling his insurance company. He says, I'm really sad that my life is in the hands of these decision makers who seem to make these decisions in such a cold way. The 59-year-old and his family say Cigna Insurance had approved him for procedures that would allow him to be transferred to Northwestern Medicine in Chicago for a clinical trial double lung transplant he had been medically approved for. As they were preparing to leave UCLA Santa Monica Medical Center, Cigna denied coverage for both the transplant and the medical transfer to Illinois. So they shut this down. Lung transplants are not a standard treatment for lung cancer, this says. And here's the insurance company. Our coverage guidelines are grounded in national clinical standards to help ensure the best possible outcomes for patients. It doesn't say anything. That is a boilerplate statement if I've ever heard one. It doesn't say anything. Can you legally do anything when your insurance company shuts you down and you're at the end of the road there?
Well, you can. You could sue them. There's all sorts of avenues you can do. The problem is, and there's a case I remember very vividly from law school where it was something similar. The person needed a liver transplant. His family eventually won the case, but he was dead.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, at that point, you're just suing for damages. So that's the problem. They delay these things for long enough and they win by default in some ways. They may have to pay money, but
does filing that suit against them set off something in their brains maybe that would go, well, if this person does die and there's a lawsuit going, this is going to look bad?
Potentially. I mean, that's why bad faith laws are so important, because if an insurance company is acting in bad faith, that's where they could really be opened up to significant damages as well as possible punitive damages, depending what they did.
Man, that must be so frustrating to be like right there at the end of the line, and they'll go, well, it's this is an experimental procedure. Well, no one cares when it's your last lifeline.
Right, you'll do anything.
You'll do whatever it would take to hang on. He says, I'm truly hoping that Cigna will change its tune and have a positive outlook on this, because I'm not done yet. They said there's going to be a response very soon. And I think he's doing some crowdfunding for this, which is, a crowdfunding that actually seems a lot better than some of the other ones we've heard this week. And let's see. Finally, before we go to some of your responses from jury duty. From the show in general, I should say. Guys, how about this for an update? You may feel a little deja vu with this story.
I can see the headline already.
I can't see it. What happened?
Air traffic controllers lose radar and radio contact with planes approaching departing Newark for 90 seconds again.
Okay.
Again.
Hey, Newark, do you guys want to reset the Wi-Fi or something?
Again, this has happened to the folks in Newark. Now, they still don't deserve 45 days off, but there seems to be some problems that we should be fixing here. Air traffic controllers handling flights approaching and departing Newark Liberty International Airport experienced another outage early Friday morning. The blackout included losing radar for about 90 seconds. There was a telecommunications outage that impacted communications and radar display. And I think I have the audio of what happened during this. It's very short, but this is supposed to be the Newark controller telling a flight, try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff. Let's listen in. Here it is.
FedEx 1989, I hand you off here. Our scopes just went black again. If you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff. New York departure now 120.8.
All right, so
Did she say if you care about this?
Yeah, they said our screens went black again here at Newark. If you care about this, tell the airline.
How's it on the airline? It should be on the airport.
Maybe the airlines will pressure the airport, because I'm assuming they have to pay fees at the airport, right? And you go, hey, I mean, Mo, you know about, you're a pilot, you know about this world. If you're one of these pilots coming down and air traffic control says our screens are black, Mo, we can't see anything.
It's fine.
What? Can you still land? Would you be able to land if that happened to you?
Yeah, you can land without it. I mean,
that's what
you
we
just raw dog it?
Wasn't there an airport we went to? Was it near, or was it Jamaica, or was it near the Bahamas that there was like an empty... I'm sorry?
No, nothing.
He's calling you a pretty mama.
Oh, thank you. An empty control center, but essentially the pilots just talk to each other and decide on their own who's going to land.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's actually a lot of airports. In Marsh Harbor, where we landed, there's a tower there, but it doesn't have windows anymore, and there's nobody in it. So those are called uncontrolled airports.
It's
and
like a prop?
Yeah, but I think they meant to put air traffic control there. They just never did. I don't know the history of it.
They forgot, and it's the Bahamas, so they're like, we're on islands.
Money for it disappeared. We'll just ignore it. But yeah, other pilots just talk to each other. They say what their position is, and you go in. But when you're on air traffic controls, signal, when they're monitoring you, they basically are putting all the planes on certain roads and certain paths, and they have to make sure people don't hit, obviously. So if they lose control, then it can become a problem.
Are those air traffic control people nice in general?
For the most part, they are, yeah.
Because every once in a while you hear something and you go, oh, this person.
There's some cranky ones. I've had some cranky ones, too.
This one's having a rough day. This lady just sounded desperate. She's like, the screens are black again over here. Please tell the airline.
FedEx 1989.
Please.
I hand you off here. Our scopes just went black again. If you care about this, contact your airline and try to get some pressure for them to fix this stuff.
This is the ultimate version of if you care about my driving being bad, please call my boss. Like if you care about landing safely at the airport, maybe give the boss a push and see what we could figure out here. All right, let's go over to you. Let's work in some of your dispatches. By the way, everybody, bye. That's what the president's saying.
Hey.
The president's saying bye.
Nicely done, C-Line.
I just took a breath in to do the same. I'm proud of you.
He's saying buy all the stocks that you can right now.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, bye. Not like in sync, but this is the biggest opportunity you've ever had. The president of the United States is telling you
ever in the history of this country.
Ever?
And Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune have done an incredible job. I mean, I'll let you know we have to get a vote, but we have a lot of support for that bill.
Okay.
And if that happens on top of all of these trade deals that we're doing, this country will hit a point that you better go out and buy stock now. Let me tell you, this country will be like a rocket ship that goes straight up. This is going to be numbers that nobody's ever seen before.
Wow. What am I supposed to buy, though? I don't know what to purchase here.
We can't tell you that, Sean. That would be insider trading.
I want to know.
That's it. Just buy, man.
I'm selling all of my stock in anything related to the Newark airport for now. I don't know if they're publicly traded anywhere, but if they are, I'm selling all of that. And I'm buying anything that's a little more stable. And we go to you now. Join us with your dispatches. Here's a video dispatch from Miss Loosh. Here she goes.
Hey guys, happy Friday, Saturday, and
Filter.
Sunday. Just wanted to share that on Paramount, there is a documentary about Casa Bonita.
Oh, nice.
Which is the whole process of Trey and Matt purchasing the building and remodeling it. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of cool, funny, and it's South Park guys. They're awesome. Love them.
I want to watch
definitely
that.
recommend it if you ever
like
want to catch a documentary.
Did you? I didn't see it.
I feel like either I started it or I watched the trailer. I knew I was interested in it.
We definitely talked about it leading up to the purchase.
Did we? Oh, man. Because that is such a fun idea to me. I would absolutely go there like Moses did, but...
Let's do a show outing.
Yeah, live from Casa Bonita.
Show outing.
Don't bring this up. People are so mad that we haven't done a live show in a while. I think
we were so close. 5 times.
We're trying. We're doing our best over here, I assure you. One more. Here's Butters, speaking of South Park.
So Trey Parker and Matt Stone purchased Casa Bonita, like you guys said, during COVID for the $2 or $3 million. What we got to remember is South Park is the most lucrative cartoon that's ever been made.
Really?
Because if you remember, they sold most of the rights to the show to HBO Max, and I think they sold it for $1 billion.
Woo, that'll get you some Casa Bonita money. That'll do it for you.
That'll get you some cliff divers, baby.
All right, quick break. We're back with more in just a moment. When we come back, final dispatches. Just for those of you who are amateurs, that was for the weekends. Stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up. Sealand really wants me to wrap this up for a Friday.
You're going to do half that.
We're back with more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
We're back with less.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. Like a bar fight with microphones. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Today is a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson, and we're expecting the return of afternoon showers and storms, some of which could be on the strong to severe side. We'll be expecting impacts to include heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, gusty winds, hail, and the low risk of a tornado or two. The rain will not be going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, wet and stormy weather will continue for our Mother's Day and especially into Monday and Tuesday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever.
Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Folks, QC Kinetics is the best. If you got some aching joints, if you're feeling a little rough, back pain hitting you hard, shoulder, hip pain, all that good stuff, this is the way to solve your issues with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. And guess what? The consultation is free. You can have a summer without being slowed down by any awful joint pain in your knees or back. Here you go for that free consultation. Set it up now. 689-244-7980. One more time for QC Kinetics. 689-244-7980.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends June 2nd, 2025. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
It's riding season. You're on a Harley with a smile on your face. One question, WTF? Hold up. That's where's the fun? It starts at Space Coast Harley-Davidson and a new bike in your immediate future and good times down the road. Right now, get 0% interest on select new 2024 Harley models. Get details at 866-826-9072 or spacecoastharley.com anytime. Space Coast Harley-Davidson. Let's ride.
Hey, we all think about buying a house instead of renting a house, right? But do you realize that you're renting electricity every month? Yep, overpaying the power company and watching the prices rise year after year. This year alone, prices have jumped over 10%. Isn't it time you own your own power or solar source? And start with that pool heater solar. It is awesome. I'm thrilled to say Solar Source, you can do the pay-as-you-go plan where you can save each month starting at just $99. Solar Source isn't new to this game. They've been in business for nearly 40 years with the same phone number since 1984. Ask about the battery backup option to protect you during a storm season. It's Solar Source.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Carl Black GMC wants to send you and a friend to Nashville for a weekend getaway and tickets to see Whiskey Myers on Saturday, July 19th at Ascend Amphitheater. Log on to carlblack.com/win and enter for your chance to win 2 lawn seat tickets to see Whiskey Myers in Nashville. Round-trip airfare and 2 nights deluxe hotel accommodations at the Omni Hotel Nashville are included. Plus, Carl Black GMC will also put $200 spending cash in your pocket. Log on to carlblack.com/win for your chance to grab Whiskey Myers prizes, including a pair of lawn seat tickets, spending cash, round-trip airfare, and deluxe hotel accommodations in Nashville. Carl Black Chevy Buick GMC Orlando is located at 11500 East Colonial Drive and online at carlblackorlando.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of Central Florida at 407-629-6700. When things go wrong, we do what's right.
Hey there, Sabrina from the News Junkie here, and RVing is hands down one of my favorite ways to travel. There's just something incredible about hitting the open road, exploring new places, and making unforgettable memories, but also the convenience. That's why I'm so excited to team up with Giant Recreation World. They have everything you need: RV and golf cart sales, rentals, parts, and outstanding service. Plus, with 3 convenient locations in Central Florida, Winter Garden, Palm Bay, and Orland Beach, you're always close to starting your next adventure. And here's the best part. Giant Recreation World is giving all of you guys an exclusive 10% discount off RV rentals. Just mention the promo code Sabrina104 when booking your rental. Visit GiantRecreationWorld.com today and start planning your next great RV adventure.
There's no substitute for the peace of mind you get with the technology leaders SafeTouch Security, whether you're home or away from home. And right now, for a limited time, SafeTouch is offering 50% off select security packages. Every SafeTouch system comes with 24/7 monitoring, a 45-second response time guarantee, and professional installation. And get ultimate control and convenience with the SafeTouch app. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but you know what's also hard? Realizing that your addiction is taking 10 years off your life. But you know what's also hard? Trying to catch your breath after just a few flights of stairs. But you know what's also hard? Dealing with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's the start of something worse, like lung cancer. But you know what's hard too? Feeling your heart race after just a short walk and wondering if this is how a heart attack begins. But you know what's also hard? Telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday. But you know, well, you get the point.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources that can improve your chances of staying smoke-free. With Quit Your Way services like phone, group, and web quit, you may be eligible to receive a free supply of nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges.
Skull Mike! Chatter of the week is Ryan. Ryan Annie on YouTube is Chatter of the week. Congratulations, Ryan.
Close conversations with new and legendary musicians. For one of the best music interview podcasts, listen to Taking a Walk on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a
that didn't make the cut. And of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. What are you saying? We don't have enough time to do all that stuff?
Absolutely not.
Well, what do you want? You want to get to know each other a little better then, or hang out with Mo more?
We've had
or what?
12 years to do that.
I can't see anything because the computer's all
1:45.
Okay. Just tell me when it says 1:15. All right. Mo, thank you for being you. We love you. We appreciate you.
You're being very kind today. I appreciate that.
Today and today only.
He's
today
buzzing.
And today only. I'm high as a kite over here.
He decides to be nice to you when he only has about 15 seconds left.
Right now? Is it 1:30?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
1:30? Okay.
Yeah, wait for it.
Great job, Sabrina and C-Lane. You
Thank
guys
you so
are
much.
really fantastic people, good human beings. Is that you shooting me? Is that
No,
am
it's
I
me.
getting shot?
No, it's up in the air like a exciting.
right.
And we're at 1:15.
Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
By the way, Bill Belichick's girlfriend got banned from the football games. They said keep her off here. See you later. And finally, today I learned this band right here. U2, that's right. Apple paid U2 $100 million for the exclusive right to give its 500 million iTunes customers their album Songs of Innocence
Oh, we
for
got
free.
$0 for that.
A week after the release, Apple gave customers a method to remove it because only 6.7% listened to any of it at all, and people complained, as you might remember. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back Monday, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at the news.